If I told you the things I've seen on my ways, if I told you the things I've done in my days, you wouldn't believe me anyway. So it's best I just don't say. Lived 1,000 lives, I piloted 1,000 souls, I killed and fought and died just for a single role.
Hello.
Howdy.
Hi.
Why, hello. Welcome to session 12 of Exodus in Mongoose Traveler's 2nd edition. I am your referee, Stu, and we have players to my left.
Hello. I am Kimi, and I am playing Riley O'Connor. Again, I am a cult leader, ancient alien truther who's been proven very right about many things. Yeah. And an ex-military person, too. So I can shoot things well.
While being right.
While being right about my cult.
Can you? You haven't shot anything.
I totally did. I remember the
You
first
shot
alert.
at a lurker.
That's true.
No, I'm the one who hit it. Everyone else
it?
missed it, and I rocked that shit.
Also, the robots.
Yeah, and the
Also-
robots.
Yes, okay.
I haven't lately because I've been too busy being right.
Oh,
So-
I see. I see. Lord. Hi, guys. I'm Joey. I'm playing Milo Hawkins, an ex-diplomat, captain of our amazingly stolen stealth ship, and just talker extraordinaire, who may or may not have suggested the complete annihilation of a star system last game as kind of a, this is our best option. I might have been moved down. We'll see.
Dust off and nuke the entire star system in orbit. That's the only way to be sure.
Right?
Well, if it's Sunday and it's Exodus Traveler, and I must be Stork, because it's the only game I'm in. So, yeah, here I am. And I'm playing Vesa Simola, the shooty guy, by default from Traveler. Not that anybody's really like that, because it's Traveler. You never know what you're going to get. Yeah.
Hi, I am Pooja. I'm playing Shari Melnyk, an ex-intelligence agent who really wonders if we got, like, mind swapped last week, because isn't it my job to suggest the annihilation of entire star system?
Just want someone who can talk really well to explain it to people, so why we did it.
You're good. You can be the defense attorney
Exactly. I do have to advocate.
Also, I think we might need it soon.
when the
Yes.
crimes against humanity trial starts.
It would be genocide at that point, wouldn't it? It's an entire star system?
Yeah, it
Well,
might be.
who can say?
Yeah,
It's fine.
you're talking billions of people.
Billions.
What's a number?
It was a colony anyway.
It was a college colony.
That's right.
Okay, boomer.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, the funniest thing about that, I was talking to Jim about that whole meme last night. It's like, and then all of us Gen Xers are like, fuck both of you guys.
Yeah. Guys in the middle. We hate everybody.
I'm just saying, like,
All right. Who would like to summarize what happened last time? I have my notes. But
Pooja kept notes. I saw her writing.
I do write lots of things. Well, we met with Tubantu Master Talking,
Right.
who I wrote down is a dino alien, and I'm sticking with that.
Yeah.
But basically, like, we had found those lizard corpses on the derelict ancient ship, and he is from that race. And
The ship, the brilliant blue star rise upon the vast savannah.
Yes. I actually have that written down.
And we actually met him when we jumped into up here to Altair.
Altair.
yeah.
Yeah, when we jumped to Altair 11.
But in any
Love
case,
it.
there was a lot of back and forth there, and it turns out that humans are doing experiments, vindication for me as well. There's a lot of vindication, I feel like, around. But the ancient whose vessel we found, or, like, you know, that someone else found and then
I
killed
believe you're
off
talking
everyone.
about it stands victorious in the face of unrelenting foes.
That's the
That
dude.
is the dude.
Right.
Yeah.
So Vicky,
Yes.
as he shall now forever be known, was the elder in that ship, and he has taken over the star system with the college.
70 Opiuchi.
He took over 70 Opiuchi, and with his mind control powers, and is basically working to produce new elders. So in 2 to 3 months, the entire human race is fucked.
Yeah.
Then
As well as many of other species and races.
yes, and
Pretty much
speaking of
everybody.
other species and races,
Yes.
like basically what we learned is that all the other elders fled because of the quantum bot situation and how like they thought they could control it, they were wrong, and then they pieced out rather than fixing any of their bullshit mistakes. But Vicky is stubborn.
He's old school.
He's old school, stubborn, and refused to leave, and has been in hibernation all this time. The lurkers are actually a species called the Kaba. The monkeys are monkeys and engineers. And then we learned that there was another race called the Chital, but they're outside of Chinese space, and they hate everyone. The Tabantus made us some psi shield helmets because we found out that like there's a certain material, like an alloy, that will prevent psionic contact, and so they made us 24 beanies, and we went to Dolan's Peak because there were like a bunch of warehouses that had the ore and the alloy that we needed, and we weren't getting any response from anyone at Dolan's Peak, so we went down there to raid one of the warehouses. Everyone was gone. We found a message that was like, evacuate! And we hoped that that is what happened.
Yeah.
And right as we landed the ship to like to get all the alloy onto our ship that we could fit, the
Cargo elevator came up.
The lift
lift lifted.
started activating. Right.
And all this blood poured out.
You've been watching The Shining?
I didn't see Dr. Sleep.
There wasn't blood yet.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, so the lift is coming up. Does anyone want to say what they're going to be doing during this period of time that the lift is coming up?
I am drawing my gun.
Okay.
So we actually got the alloy, right? And we're
I don't think you're completely.
I think we were in the process of loading it. We
Yeah,
probably
you're in
got
the
some
process
not
of
all
loading it because it's very. You're using like a forklift to bring the
I
stuff
think
in.
I'm on the forklift, so I
Okay.
can't do much more than load.
Okay,
I
let's.
can load quickly.
I don't remember exactly how many hoppers of this stuff we said you could hold. Was maybe 6?
Sure.
I'm guessing. Okay.
On our full size ship?
You brought your whole. You brought the
We
big
brought
ship
the
down.
ship
Yeah,
down.
we brought the whole ship down.
Right.
Yeah.
The big
Because
boy.
it was going to take like a week to get
Did
it
it
Go back and
Right.
forth.
'Cause
Yeah.
it's heavier than fuck.
Yeah.
So, whoever's the pilot at some point might go. That's probably enough. Probably no more than that. So
Yeah.
you might, if you want to make a piloting roll to see how much you have, and I would say, and this is standard stuff, difficulty 4.
Sweet. Well, I got a 12
Okay.
on my dice, so I'm just
So
going
you-
to guess
you
that
figure-
I was doing okay.
6 is safe. 8 is
Pushing it?
it might be pushing it.
Okay.
And
So,
so
let's
I'll-
go with 7.
Let's say you've got 4 on board now. You're in the process of bringing the 5th, and you've got 2 more to load up.
Now, was that just to take off?
That's to make sure that you can safely take off and get into orbit.
Okay, so, but you said that we could fit maybe one of those in the ship's boat.
Yes.
I say that will be my plan for later, since we're just waiting for the lift and I don't have time to explain that plan.
Okay. All right. Anyone else making any progress? You're on the forklift. You've drawn a weapon.
I mean, I'm probably not looking at the lifts. I'm probably focusing on what we're doing. I'm probably actually on the ship trying to
Yeah.
figure out what our next course of action is going to be.
Okay.
Like, quickest way, I'd be like planning astrogation to get back to Altair, or figure out what our plan is going to be to avoid 70 Opiuchi at the moment.
Okay.
So I'm probably on board the ship.
I would say that I am on board the ship.
You're probably
Like,
supervising how the cargo's being stowed.
Yeah, exactly.
So
like I
it's
was going to say, I was in the
balanced and all
cargo
that.
hold, so stuff gets in the right place and all
Got
of
it.
that.
Okay. All right.
Because Lord knows,
Yeah.
like, my piloting needs all the help it can get.
All right.
So Voss and I are the ones who are like actually.
You guys are
at the-
outside. So
yeah.
you both hear it go off. You probably turn and are looking at the thing. There's
Lights and
Yeah, exactly. And the thing's coming up. It's like over the side of a cliff, right? And it's on pulleys and stuff. And before the lift actually makes it up, you see someone in a powered armor suit jump up from the lift onto the edge of the thing, the edge of the cliff, and over sort of a loudspeaker over it, he says, "We've got 3 bogies coming in from the south." And he's drawing a weapon and he starts running past you guys.
Oh, good. I like it when people who are drawing weapons run past me.
Yes,
always
that's,
nice.
that's the preferable
was this
situation.
standard issue Terran combat armor?
This looks like one of the guys who was on that ship,
The Marines?
with Mr. Jones Smith, if you recall from many sessions ago.
Yes.
And he pulls his ACR and he's heading towards that direction.
I'm going to fall into step with him
Okay.
and ask in my best military jargon, which my character would have much better than I.
Right.
What's the info on the bogies?
Sit rep, please.
Are you wearing a vac suit or anything? You're just in regular clothes.
I think you have to have a vac suit on this planet, didn't you?
No, we
No,
don't.
Only
no,
below
no.
a certain.
I
depth.
wore a vac suit down because we were worried about the psychic stuff, but
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I would have kept it on to load the stuff. I might have
Okay.
taken it off.
All right.
So.
He tells you there's 3 coming in. They're in a tight formation. I'll meet them up front. You try to flank them.
Nod. But who are they?
They're those lurker things.
Oh, good to know. Then I get on my comms.
Okay.
So the lurkers now are airborne and attacking. FYI, hurry!
Cool. All right.
Do you guys have them on your tactical?
I was about to say, can we scan for them?
Sure.
Great. I don't have scanning. I have computers.
I have comms.
I'll try it. I'll give it a shot.
I have sensors, but I'm shooting things. Sorry.
Yes, you are. So sensors is what? Is that electronics?
It'd be a different specialty of electronics, and we figured that's at what, -1 to whatever your other one is, or -2. I don't remember.
I'm trying to remember. I think it's minus. What did you determine it was? I thought it was if you have a specialty in, like, say, engineering. Say, like, I have computers 1. Then I would treat everything else in electronics as 0. Is that what I remember reading?
That sounds right.
Yeah,
that
that's
sounds
what
right.
we-
Okay. So sensors, computers, or is that or electronics?
Electronics.
Okay, cool. Then I have a 0.
sensors. Okay.
Because I have a 1
And
computers.
your target number is a 6.
We're gonna re-roll that one. All right.
Nice.
7, and whatever you want me to add to it, intellect or education. It's gonna be higher.
Intellect.
Intellect.
probably.
That'll be 8.
Okay.
Total.
There are 3 air rafts heading, and they are sort of in an inverted V formation, and they're heading this direction. They're flying nav of Earth. They're like very low, coming at the plateau. You guys are on.
Oh, good. All right. Yes, I do have them on all senses. Who do we have on here who can fire this weapon on board the ship? Anybody? Hello?
I think you have an NPC gunner if no one else is doing it.
Yeah, I feel like Attila.
It was my job, but
Yeah, I was about
You're-
to say, we don't currently, we need an NPC.
Attila has gunnery 0.
There we go.
I have a note.
Attila, man the guns.
get on the turret.
Okay. And you get a little light saying that the ventral gun is dorsal gun is ready. Ventral gun wouldn't be much help.
File and ready.
All right.
Oh, God.
Oh,
I saw that happen.
He just and he blew himself up.
No, blow himself up.
may have blown you up though.
Is that Attila's roll?
That's Attila's roll to shoot at the.
I feel like we should roll Attila's rolls.
Was it a critical fail?
Well, I rolled it and
I know.
it happened.
But from now on,
From now on. If
It's not
anyone's
like-
getting a fail
that's
for
not
our
gonna
crew, it
control-
should be us.
Critically fail. Not just fail.
No, yeah, no. I believe in our ability to critically fail.
I think we've shown that we are more than capable.
yeah, exactly.
In fact, I think our very first Traveler game back that Dave thing, it was Kim Kimi that
Yeah.
critically failed in all the water ever.
Yeah,
Oh,
and- yeah.
God, yeah.
Yeah,
I
murdered
just-
hundreds of thousands of people.
Speaking of murder and genocide
Yeah.
of an entire
Yeah.
people, to be fair, I
Not on
wasn't-
purpose,
No,
though.
it was not on purpose. I was just trying to open the
No,
airlock
it's critical
underwater.
fail, but that's what they do.
To be fair.
To be
We
fair.
found.
Let's see. I'm just trying to
you
see what
watching
kind of
that
weapons you
too?
guys have. Oh god. Everyone's on.
Get into it.
To leave the channel because all these. It's mostly Ian posting all of this random stuff. I'm
my
like, I
God.
cannot take this. I'm
Oh yeah.
busy
Well,
at work.
if you're not watching it, that's going to be as annoying as hell. Oh, okay.
So random.
So it's a triple pulse laser turret.
Oh, good.
Was a triple pulse laser turret.
Excellent. So
Maybe it just jams.
I'm going to say that is Attila male or female? I don't remember. Female. She fires, and like they're flying low Napa Earth, so she's like really, and she's trying to like skim right over sort of the main town hall of the settlement, and
Fails
and
at
hits
that.
it, and it just vaporizes.
Well, they were all evacuated anyway.
I was about to say, at least no civilian casualties, so I'll take it.
Right, and then now you can like the big explosion, and you see the 3 air rafts coming through, and you see 3 figures jumping off of them.
Dun, 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 dun.
So does each air raft hold how many?
1.
Oh,
well, in this
good.
case, there's just 1 on each one, but a air raft can probably hold 6 people.
But in this case, they jumped off their air rafts, and the air rafts are now on, say, autopilot. Or just coming in for a crash landing.
Or coming in for a crash landing.
Oh, good.
So
This makes me weirdly happy.
Are they in range yet?
oh well, yeah. What weapon are you using?
I think I'm going to use my laser carbine.
What's the range? Do you have the ranges down there?
20 meters, I guess. I don't know. I didn't write that one. I think that one might be 50. There's a start of a letter, and I didn't finish writing. My laser pistol is 20 meters, so I'm guessing the laser carbine would be farther than 20 meters.
Probably 100 or something. You want to look it up for me real quick, Stork?
Working on it.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Sorry.
In the meantime,
I started to write it down, and I got distracted. I think.
now that we know that the Marines are still here somewhere, and that more of them are most likely within comm range, because
So-
that dude had to be talking to someone.
What tech level? 9 or 11?
9.
It
Range
Seems-
is 150. I'm sorry. Range is 150 meters.
Okay.
It seems like we should be able to communicate with them.
Damage is
I
4
agree.
is 4
I
dice.
have all of that. I
As
just
long
didn't have
as
the
we
range.
get him to survive and that happens to his suit.
Well, I mean, we should be able to communicate with the people he was communicating with when he ran up.
Right.
Or power armored up.
Yes, so we can just find them. So it'd be easier if he's still alive.
Probably.
So you would be at extreme range right now. You're suffering a -4 to hit.
Okay. I'll wait until they're in range. But what do I see about? Because I'm assuming I have a little scope on it.
Sure.
What am I? Are these the Terran? Are these the?
These are just standard issue human air rafts.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they've been stolen. It's not like they've invented a new.
No.
Okay.
No.
Good. Just checking. Cool.
Every traveler make a dex or int check, please.
Oh, good dex.
And I want your effect, which is the amount
Oh.
by which you make or don't make it.
What was the difficulty?
It'll be 8.
Ooh,
I did not make it by 3.
that's a 6. So I did not make it by 2.
I made it by 8, or I made 8. So
13.
Look at us failing our in checks.
Right?
Mine was a dex check. I'm just going to be very clear.
Yeah.
Well, my dex and are the same. It didn't matter.
Who missed by 2? Okay.
That was me.
And Sherry missed by 3.
Yes.
Okay. And they're going to go right in the middle. Okay. So it is now Riley's. Now you got a lot of shots. I mean, you could take a shot at him anyway.
That's true.
It's up to you.
I'm just a little worried about.
Now what? Now here's the thing. They jumped off the air rafts. I'll give you guys a turn if you want to take pot shots at them before they hit the ground. But once they hit the ground, they're going to be behind cover. They're going to be behind buildings and.
I think I'm more worried about the air rafts.
Okay.
Like, I feel like with my military training, it's like, oh, they're abandoning air rafts that are still heading towards us at alarming speed. I wonder why. 9, 10, and then gun combat would be dexterity?
Yes.
11.
Okay, and I said you had a -4, so you'd need a 12. So you just slice right by it.
Okay.
Vesa.
Driving.
Yeah, that's right. Are you trying to get loaded, real quick? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to say at this point they hit the ground.
Okay.
I would like to try to coordinate
I forgot.
an assault with our on-ship weapons. So I don't know if it's a leadership role or if it's a what, but I'd like to try to, from the bridge of the ship, try to coordinate assisting, laying ground fire, taking out the coming in
Oh, okay. All right.
things. So as a leadership role, maybe?
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. All right, that's a 9.
9. Okay, so I'll give +1 to Vesa's roll to hit. I should probably give Vesa.
My roll to hit or to hit me?
Not
Attila.
Vesa. I'm sorry.
Attila.
Attila. Okay. I skipped Attila. I'm going to go ahead and make into someone else want to make the roll for Attila to hit. See
Yeah.
if she can
Yeah,
vaporize
Kimi,
one of
Kimi
the.
can do it.
I'll use the good dice with the white dice.
Oh,
Boom! All right.
boom!
One of the 3 explodes and the pieces come crashing down into the town.
Nice.
Wait, so Attila hit
One of the
the
air
lurker,
rafts.
no,
One of
the air rafts.
Yeah.
Cool. So I am going to try to communicate, I'm going to try to get in touch with the rest of the Marines, because that dude was talking to someone.
No, he was talking to you guys. He was on his PA. He was on his external speakers.
Cool. I'm going to assume that there are other Marines.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to go onto, find the bandwidth that they're on so I can...
Okay. Difficulty 6.
Okay. Well, that's a 10, 11.
Okay, yeah. So you figure out what channel they're on, and you can hear him talking. There are other Marines on planet, but their ETA is 35 minutes,
Okay.
50 minutes. They're obviously at other settlements.
Okay. So they've just done one per.
Right.
Okay. So on our comms, I say, help is not incoming anytime soon. So we're going to have to take out these other 2.
I am
But
working on
technically, I
it.
suppose if we just take out one, it's not like they're... Every time we kill one, they're less smart.
Yeah.
But not necessarily less dangerous.
I mean...
Less dangerous. If they're
They're
less smart.
less smart equals less dangerous as well.
When,
You did notice they were armed when they jumped off.
when Attila shot the speeder, did it blow up like normal? Did it look like it was like...
Oh no! This is a starship scale weapon against a personal vehicle.
Right.
It tore it the fuck up.
Right.
But
it,
did that-
Was there a payload on it? It was
Yeah, did it
armed
look
with
like it
explosives?
had a bunch of explosives on it?
I mean, it blew up because there's a little fusion reactor on it.
Right.
But
Okay.
Okay.
But it didn't blow up any more than it normally
No.
would have blown up.
Okay.
no,
Okay.
That was more my...
Yeah, I'm with that.
it
Yeah.
probably looked a little bit like the last scene in the most recent Star Wars movie where they do the jump through the ship and it kind of goes.
Yeah.
It was probably something like that.
Okay.
This is very powerful weapons to use against little air rafts.
Yeah, but when they jumped off and they were still headed towards us, I was like, oh, they're going to just have them explode on us. That's great. I shouldn't have said
They are
that.
they are kind of heading your
They
way.
are kind of
Yeah.
trying
I know.
to do
Which
that,
is
but
why I'm
not
targeting
like...
them first.
Yeah. But not with any extra...
Yeah.
Okay, so Shari. Oh no, you,
I mean, I
you
just
did
did
your
the thing.
okay. So we're back up. Okay,
So me-
then to Riley
Okay.
because you're tied with the lurkers.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to take a shot at one of the other...
Okay, now the lurkers are no longer visible.
Yeah,
They're
okay,
down
so
in
I'll
the
shoot at
settlements.
shoot at the boats. Ooh,
Oh!
Wow.
These dice are on.
I like these purple dice.
All
As long as they
right.
match your shirt. That's a,
Yeah, I'm a
They're
purple thing
coordinating.
today. So
Now, you don't
14.
need to roll damage. You hit something critical and the thing blows up.
all right.
So
Critical
I mean, you're using a
success.
much smaller weapon, but you just happen to hit some spot in the back of it, kind of erupts, and the thing kind of goes. Zam.
exhaust port.
Yeah, yeah.
Less than 2 meters wide.
Yeah.
Right.
Use the force.
Right.
And Vesa.
Okay.
It's still
they
driving.
roll things other than 6s. I'm checking. Okay.
You want to roll Attila's
Yeah. I'll
shot
roll
for the third one?
two. Okay. So 5, 6, 7, 8.
That will hit.
Okay.
Good. All right. So,
And you don't really need to roll damage because it's a
yeah.
starship
Giant starship.
scale weapon.
Cool. All 3 boats are down. So we just have 3 lurkers.
And who's that 0?
Who's that 0?
I rolled a
What's
0
the
for some
Marine
reason.
doing?
Oh, that's the Marine. That's
Oh.
right.
Good call.
It's like that asshole.
Okay, so basically, you guys are—he's still heading that direction, and when you guys see him jump, he like hand signals you. We're going to go around and try to create a perimeter. We've got stay inside of each other. We're going to make sure that they don't cross.
Okay, I do that.
Okay.
Doesn't a perimeter usually require more than 2 people?
Yes, but you go
Just
you
say
go
it
to
with
you
what
go
you
to
got.
you go to war with the army you have, not the army you wish you
Yeah.
had.
I mean, technically now you're just trying to flank them. You just can't create an actual. I'm letting it go.
You're arguing semantics.
Well, you're creating a line, not a perimeter. Okay, Milo.
Cool. I'd like to try to make another sensors roll. You're not wearing any kind of HUD, are you? Any kind of heads-up display? Anything with any heads-up display?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I have my comms.
All right. Also try to do a sensors roll.
Okay.
And try to get an idea of where they are in the brush.
Sure.
Kind of help them get an idea
Okay.
of where to flank and
Difficulty 8,
difficulty 8. Okay.
because there's some explosions and stuff around, so there's a lot of heat signatures.
And remember, this is going to be intellect or education.
Intellect.
That's only a 4.
At least it wasn't a critical failure.
Right.
Unlike Attila.
You have like 14 sources of heat, little bits and pieces of things burning and stuff like that. And Sherry.
Okay. I am going to. Are there any. I have gun combat energy. Is there anything on the ship I can use?
You've got.
We have a whole armory.
No, I don't mean that way.
talking
But
about
like
on the
anything
ship?
on the ship I could use.
Okay, Attila's in the dorsal gun. The ventral gun is open.
Okay.
But it's obviously lower. It's under the ship, but it's still, but like, she's at a vantage point where she can kind of see over some of the shorter buildings. You're going to be like almost at ground level, so you can. I mean, there will that. It's better than nothing, but you're not at the. She picked the best gun to jump to.
I mean, I would hope so.
Right, but I mean, you could also clear obstructions.
I think I shall.
Okay.
I'm just saying there's no one here.
Right.
So I'm going to go over to the other gun.
Okay. So you get. But okay. And next round you can start firing for effect.
Perfect.
All right.
Bless you.
Let's see.
Bless you.
So you guys are sort of like in where part of the settlement is. Where there's like rows and rows and rows of like not barracks but like house pods, and basically going street to street, kind of staying inside of each other as best you can.
Yeah.
And you come up to one, and coming out of one of them is a lurker, and they fire at you.
Okay.
Those bastards.
That will hit.
Okay. Can I roll to dodge?
There is a thing. There is a thing you can do. Let me find it real quick.
I'm looking at it right
To
now.
dodge,
Page 70.
I roll dex.
It would be. They
Page
can do.
74.
You may. You.
Sorry, 72.
roll dex, I think.
Do you want me to read it to you?
I'm reading it right now.
Okay.
I have a note that says, to dodge, I roll dex.
Yes. You make a dex roll.
Or athletics.
You're supposed to do it before I roll, but go ahead.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Oh my
Ooh.
Oh,
god.
these dice are. They love
Ooh.
you.
I found these on the table. I didn't
I
bring
know.
these, by the way.
And then.
Well, you're walking home with them.
I am
clearly.
saving them for-
They'll never touch
No.
another person's hand.
She's also diving for cover,
Yeah.
which is
Oh, yeah, that's the other one.
Now you're going to suffer a DM -2 to your next action,
Okay.
equal to the Dex DM, or what's your Dex DM?
1.
1. Okay, I'm going to make it 2 since you.
I'm not sure if that's true. It says each attack must be dodged separately. So if a traveler is shot by 2 enemies at the same round, he can dodge both, but will suffer.
Oh,
a
I'm
modifier
sorry.
of 2.
No,
Yeah.
but when you take a reaction, you suffer a 1.
Yes.
That's in the paragraph above. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I already rolled.
Yeah.
What did I
And
roll?
you succeeded.
Yeah, but do I succeed with a minus 2? I'll roll again.
Sorry.
6, 7. No, that will miss. So basically, you dodge out of the way. Fires right by it. It's using a advanced combat rifle,
Okay.
and that takes it to your turn
Okay. I'm gonna fire back
Okay.
at a -1.
at a -1.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So down to 8.
Okay, that will hit.
And with this one, it's 4d damage. Is it 4d6 still?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Everything's d6.
Wow.
Nice. Okay, that's not terrible. That's very average, actually.
Yeah, that's actually the average.
The averages.
15.
Yeah. A 1 and a 6 and 2 4s. That's the thing with these purple ones. They like rolling together. They just like are matching. It's like whatever I have, you have to have, friend.
Twinsies.
Yeah.
Okay, you hit it. It's wearing some kind of like makeshift armor,
Okay.
and you don't do the kind of damage you expect to do.
Okay.
It gets hit and it kind of jerks back. You don't jerk back when you get hit with a laser.
Yeah.
So it hurt, but you don't think it didn't like cut through him, which is kind of what you're expecting.
Yeah. Especially with the carbine.
Right. And that brings us to Vesa, who is. Are you still driving?
Yeah.
Okay.
And this stuff's got to get loaded, so
And you
just
can-
let me know when I'm done loading, and then I can do something.
And you hear gunfire.
Gotcha.
I'll say at the end of this turn.
I'm in my combat armor. I think I was
Okay.
pretty specific about that.
Yeah,
so
you're in your
Yes.
power, yeah.
I'm in my
Well, yeah,
power
you're
armor.
practicing. You've been practicing it too.
Driving this big giant guy in his tiny little forklift.
Okay.
I am going to say over the radio, they're armored, and carbine rifles aren't doing much.
I'm going to make a perception roll for Attila.
I'll use different dice. It's over. Okay. 6, 7, 8.
Okay. Attila basically just has basically kind of spotted where you two are, and it's just shooting at the structures between you two.
Okay.
Basically kind of clearing a path.
Nice.
Make a new kill zone.
Yeah.
I
Right.
like it.
And then the cap trooper.
Okay, is he patched in with our comms?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. That's my request for you to do that next.
Do you want to roll for him, or do you want me to roll for him?
I feel like someone else should roll for him. I'm rolling a lot. Pooja should roll for him.
I'm not allowed to roll for NPCs.
Nope.
You can roll for NPCs, just not the ones who are on our side.
Not in a fight.
Wow. Another rule.
That was an 8.
Okay. That will hit.
What is he using? How many dice can I roll
If
for
he's
damage?
if he's in combat armor, all of his weaponry counts as having a sight, or all of his
Right.
range counts as having a scope.
Scope, yes. Hold on a second.
To be fair, I mean,
To be fair.
To be fair.
we'll get it next time.
Yeah.
Like you had a chance to roll for our NPC.
You broke
When
her.
you've shown you learned your lesson, you have that privilege back.
When you stop rolling double ones.
When you start critically failing on the lurkers,
Yeah.
then we can talk again.
Okay, I'm gonna I'm trying to figure out.
Important information. But yeah.
I feel like Attila stole my idea.
Huh?
Yeah, did she?
What
Roll
you're going to do is just start
Roll 5d plus
laying
3.
laying down suppressing fire.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No, it was just my leadership. You guys are following my leadership.
Oh yeah. That's what that is.
Hey, I'll take it for that look on
Okay,
Pooja's face. That
so
was glorious.
That's 1, 2, 7,
I
11,
think you should let me roll damage for NPCs.
17
Okay.
plus 3 is 20.
20. All right.
When was the last time I even tried to shoot at anything? I'm just saying I never get to roll damage. I'm more of a manipulate someone else into shooting you for me.
Yep.
Okay, you basically he hit him,
Okay.
and the sting's still moving.
Okay.
I mean, it's still alive.
Okay.
And it seems very functional.
Oh good.
But you basically you've got the thing caught in a crossfire. at
Okay,
this
cool.
point. Okay, that was Attila. No, that was a cap trooper. Milo.
How viable would it be to use these ship's lasers on one of these guys?
It's real hard to hit people with them. There's a I don't remember. I'm not going to look it up.
Yeah,
but
if it's a small.
there is a low DM. They're probably not visible yet because right now you're clearing
Right.
debris or people's homes.
Okay.
It's debris now.
Coming back.
Yeah.
It's fine. All right, I will actually go ahead then and use leadership again to try to help them pick target spots to clear the debris.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Boom.
That is a 12.
Okay. What? That 12 total.
12
So
total.
give yourself like a +2 to your next roll, and which would now be you.
Sweet. So it's time to roll.
Now I'm going to say, hitting the buildings is not even necessary for a roll, but on that off chance you actually clip the thing, I'm going to say you need to roll a 12.
Okay. Well, I did not.
Did you add the +2 and all your stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I can say that I rolled not a 12.
Okay. All right. And then it goes back up to them. It's going to shoot at you again.
Okay. And I roll to dodge again.
Mm-hmm.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay. And that, what do we say? That gives it a -1.
-1. Well, wait. I'm not sure what it does for him to shoot at. Traveler.
Oh no! It gives
Traveler who's
the
judging.
dex DM, which is 1
Okay.
in this case.
Yeah.
All right. So I rolled it 7, 8, 9 -1, 8. So it will hit you.
Okay.
I said it was using an ACR.
I think so.
Oh
God.
my god.
That's 3 6s.
Now these are bad guys, so I have to roll for bad.
Yeah, that's why you have to roll for that dice.
So-
I mean, I'm just saying, if you ever rolled this way for the NPCs, you would get to roll for the NPCs.
Yeah. Give you
Instead,
the privilege back.
this
is what happened.
you just attempt to murder us all.
All right, so
Way too
you took
successful.
18 points of damage
Oh
on 3
my
dice.
God.
God.
You're gonna deduct. You're not wearing armor, you said?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No, we had our vac suits on when we came down here. I doubt you would have taken your vac suit all the way off.
I thought she said specifically she didn't have her vac suit on.
Yeah, I
we
think
didn't
I
see
would've-
that being a combat.
I think I would have taken it off when we were loading shit because we were lifting stuff and it would be out super annoying.
So you deduct first from your endurance.
Oh,
What's your endurance?
Good. My endurance is 8.
Okay, so that leaves 10 points of damage.
Okay.
Then deduct them from either dex or strength.
So I have 9 dex.
Okay, so you are unconscious.
Okay.
Once two are knocked to 0, you're unconscious. Once the third is knocked to 0, you're dead.
This
Cool.
reminds me why we don't get in fights.
Is this a bad time to say that I had a dream last night where my character died today? I woke
I feel like
awake.
it's a very appropriate time
I
to
told
mention
my
this.
husband, he's like, no, it's fine. It won't happen. I'm like, And then I was rolling like gangbusters. I'm like, yeah, it won't happen. Folks. It's fine.
All right, so you fall to the ground
Stork will
unconscious.
save me.
The last time we were on this planet being attacked by lurkers, same thing happened to me. 1 hit down.
And I saved you.
But I had armor on.
Yeah.
And that was a claw bite thing going
So
on.
you-
Also, I medicked.
Over the comms, you hear the cap trooper saying, "Friendly down." And now we're to Vesa.
Yeah, well,
You're parked, so you
I
can.
just
you can
drove
action
the
that.
loader in and
Yeah.
stopped. So I'm standing here with the back of the thing. It's like, we need to get out of here. Why are we in combat? We need to dust off.
I'm not
You
leaving.
probably heard "friendly down."
Oh, God.
You
We're
all
not
would
leaving,
have heard
right?
that. You all would have heard that. You all probably wear comms.
All right.
Currently formulating a plan.
I'm gonna grab a combat rifle,
Okay.
drop my helmet down,
Okay.
power up,
We'll take
leap
one of
out.
Bound. Okay. Well, that's right. Now you're using combat armor.
Right.
Or not combat armor. Battle
Power,
dress.
yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
All right.
We've got a Hulk.
Who would like to roll for Attila to keep cleaning up?
I'll do it.
Do it.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Plus my 2 is only 10.
Okay.
Attila, keep that fire up.
Plus
I need to
whatever-
keep those other
Plus
two.
whatever.
Yeah, whatever Attila's.
Bonuses.
I need to keep
I'm
those other,
figuring +2.
keep those other two
Oh,
busy
that's
while
12.
I try to go after Riley.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it was a 12?
Yeah.
All right. So, well, you wouldn't even see this, but
No.
Something significant happens. Because no one else except the cap trooper could see it.
You mean me from standing on the bridge?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, you probably could. You see one of the lurkers, and it's just gone.
All right, so that's one target down.
And then you hear, the cap trooper says, "Bogey down. Is anyone else combat trained?"
We're working on it.
All right, I'm going to keep moving forward. You guys know where I am, right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right. Milo.
Okay.
Well, he's got a transponder on.
Okay, so we can see him. Okay, that's useful.
He probably normally wouldn't have it on, but in this situation,
Yeah.
I figured he'd probably.
Oh, good idea.
Just saying, like,
Can you see me?
don't hit me with the giant space weapon,
Hold up
please.
your hand. Cool. And you're heading out in the metal armor.
Right. I'm going to say, Trooper, belay that order. Fall back, grab Riley, and we'll do a defensible position on the docks. If you want to go street to street, you're just going to get in trouble. We have open ground on the docks. We have a spaceship, and we have more people here.
If we're going to do that, we're dusting off, right?
Yes.
Well,
Lay
yeah.
the plan.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and send orders to get the preliminary shit going so we can take off.
Okay. All right. Spin up the hyperdrive.
Yes.
All right.
Jump.
Bypass the compressor.
So Shari.
Well, then I'm gonna fucking start this ship.
Okay. So you're running up to the bridge. Okay.
Like, fuck all this nonsense.
Right.
Attila, could you... I mean, they're a lot less dangerous now. They might actually shoot themselves.
They may not know how to use the guns anymore.
That's what I'm saying!
All right. So the lurkers do what they do.
They're a lot more dangerous without the guns. I remember being hit once by them.
I'm just saying, she's unconscious.
Yeah.
You were conscious and asking for beer.
That's true.
And then you hear over the comms, "I'm crossing your field of fire. Don't hold fire." And then you see the cap trooper jump like 90 yards.
Jump, yeah.
Nice. Is he carrying a Riley-shaped...
No, he's headed toward her.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And then to Vesa. You see, you're outside now. You see him bounding over. He's headed over, obviously, to where she is.
Okay, so is there a standing building anywhere nearby?
Sure.
Are there really, though?
Well, the close ones.
Yeah.
The
We can
ones
fire
like
at the ones near us.
Because your field of fire is like this because you had two people out here. So these buildings on the sides, they're mostly intact.
Can I jump up onto one and
Yeah.
take a position? All right.
All right. Give me a vac suit at like a 4.
6, 7, 8,
Okay.
9.
So you jump up. You're up on top of like roughly a 2-story building, and you can see him, and you can see where Riley's down. You can also see some movement.
So I've got this whole power armor heads-up display targeting thing.
Right.
So I'm going to target one of them if I can
Okay.
with my
That'll be next turn.
combat rifle.
Them being the bad guys.
Yes.
All right. Attila is holding fire, as she was instructed.
Good.
Milo.
Cool. I would like to get Two Crows on the comm and get him prepped to fix Riley.
Okay.
Please and thank you.
I'm on it. And Shari.
Okay. I guess let's start up this ship.
Okay. Maybe what you can do at this point is kind of get a little airborne to the point where people can still jump onto the loading ramp.
Well, both people who need to get on there are wearing power armor.
So you can get probably pretty high.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just saying.
You can actually probably even start taking off, maybe.
Let's find out. And that is 9.
That's easy success. Routine task. Okay. Lurkers are moving. Now you see the cap trooper basically has got Riley in a fireman's carry and is jumping He's basically going to bounce to the ship.
An accurate description of what we're about to do.
Right. And Vesa, you can see 2 targets out there.
Okay, which one's the closest?
One of them is at about 150 yards.
Okay,
Or meters.
I'll take a shot at it.
Okay.
Ooh.
11,
Hell yeah, you do.
12, 13.
Roll damage, please.
What did we say this was? 3 dice? Oh, I got it right here. 3.
I think it's, ACRs are 3.
That's more like Stork.
6.
And you can kind of make out, because you have a scope, and it's probably 10x zoom. You can make out, it's got like these plates of something, you don't know what it is, that have holes punched in it, and it's like sewn together. And the rounds are literally going plink, 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 plink off the plate.
Oh, that's right. I get 3 shots.
Oh, yeah, you do, yeah.
That'll better.
That'll definitely hit.
Hits. That misses.
That's better.
Okay, there we go.
13.
13. Okay, that one lands. A little bit. All right. Attila is continuing to not fire. The cap trooper is now jumping. In the next turn, he will arrive at the ship. So you can tell he's 30 yards away from the ship or 40 yards away from the ship. Milo.
Cool. Start plotting our astrogation.
Okay.
There much I can do until they get on board. So,
All right. What are you plotting astrogation for?
where are we going? We're going to. We have the materials. We're going to take them back to the
Altair.
to Bantu, right? So Altair.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're the ones who are going to be able to manufacture for us right now. Because
Okay.
we have not heard back from
Right.
any
I don't
kind of
remember
earthbound.
If we have to do 2 jumps or 1, I think it might be 2.
We can jump 3, so yeah.
But I mean, like 2 sets of 3 jumps, because I think.
Yes, that's what I. But I'm just saying, like, I think it's still 2 jumps, but I think it's only 2 jumps versus before when it was like 3 jumps or
Right.
something.
Okay. So you're still flying. You don't need to make another roll.
I mean,
All right.
I'm like, get here now.
Lurkers are the last lurker is kind of like wandering around aimlessly now. You can see it. It's scratching itself.
Okay, I'm going to.
And it's trying to take its armor off.
I'm going to.
It's like
It's uncomfortable.
I'm going to jump back down then and
Okay.
get ready to get the Riley and the Marine into the.
Okay.
I'm assuming probably the cargo bay is probably the quickest.
Yeah,
way
it's
in?
probably the hatches. It's got like a ramp.
I
that comes
left
in.
the door open for you. Get in here.
Yeah. Okay.
Did we get all the ore?
Yeah. I just drove the
That's-
forklift.
No,
in and let-
you got I think
We got
6
7.
of 7.
We got 7.
I thought you were gonna get a total of 7.
I thought we were getting a total of 8.
I said there were
No,
No, you-
because
Oh.
8 is we might not make it off this
Oh, that's
planet.
it. Oh yeah, that was the plan. I didn't say out loud.
It's a,
I said you had 5 loaded. He was bringing up 1 more, and there's 1 more to load. I'm assuming you didn't drive back. Get the next one.
No, I just drove the forklift
you've
and
got,
everything right in.
So
and
you've
just
got
parked
6.
it.
And there's-
Whatever.
We'll take it.
Or
Yeah.
it's a hover, whatever.
All
So
right.
I guess it's.
The cap trooper then jumps up onto the ship.
Okay.
So
So we're
he's-
all on board?
yeah, at this point, you jump up and you guys are all on board.
Close the door.
Yeah, hit the closed thing and we start taking off as it's closing.
Yes. No,
we're in
she
the
was
air.
she was
We're
already
in the
taking
air.
off.
Oh, okay.
You guys can jump.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. So you start heading up to orbit,
Do the Ahsoka Tano.
and there's a knock on the side of the bulkhead to the bridge.
Marine, is that you?
Permission to enter the bridge.
Permission granted.
You see that science vessel?
We are familiar, yes.
The one that's full of lurkers?
Can you guys destroy that thing for us before you go wherever it is you're going?
Is this a regular occurrence now?
I would consider that a personal favor. And you guys have met this guy before.
Sure. I agree with your assessment. Vesa, you want to get on that?
Sure.
All right.
Man the weapons.
I'm going to stay my power armor. It gives me bonuses to hit.
No, right?
Do
But
it.
I do want to say, we told you so.
I just follow orders.
How many of you are down there?
1 per settlement.
So 6.
Yep. Ship jumped away about 3 months ago.
Ooh. How many of the settlers got out?
Well, my settlers from my place, I got them into the mines, and they're sealed in right now.
Oh.
Safer than not.
Well, until they group together again and we have a repeat of Roland's Peak.
Well, if you can take that ship out, they're coordinating what's going on.
All right, then. I'd like to make another leadership roll to coordinate our attack.
Okay.
That's a 6.
No bonus.
Okay.
And who is going to find the ship?
I have a tactics roll. Does that do anything?
I need a sensors,
Okay.
Oh,
some kind of sensor.
well, Kimi is unconscious, so no.
Oh yeah,
I
you're in
can try it. I can have a 0 in sensors.
Yeah, I mean, and I have a 2 in comms, so I can try, because that's
Oh, you
still
can assist?
electronics,
Yeah,
right?
try
You
it.
can
Yeah.
assist.
Give it a shot.
That gives you a bonus die.
You do it and I'll assist.
Okay.
So take 3 and.
No? No.
Wow. Okay. So you guys are searching. You're trying to find the thing.
Can Attila assist?
I don't know if Attila
Can
had
2
that.
Crows assist?
Yeah.
No,
Two
2
Chris
Crows
is working
busy.
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We have other NPCs that
Yeah,
might
let-
be better.
there's
Somebody's got to have
There's a
sensors.
few of them.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 Crows. He's kind of the medic guy. Nisha Popov is an engineer. Attila is an engineer with gunnery. And there's someone named... No, that's not... That's someone's
There was another
contact.
Milo, I think.
Milo Deeds.
That's right.
Unacceptable.
And-
There could be only one. You have to behead this one.
No, well, before you behead him, I'm going to give him sensors.
Okay. We'll see how well he does.
Okay. Someone
His
would like to
name
roll
is
that?
now
Give him a plus.
Dilo.
Give him a +2.
6, 7, 8.
Okay, an 8. You've got the thing spotted. It's
Good.
kind of. It's just sort of cresting over the other side of the planet. It's in a fairly low orbit.
Fire when ready.
I'd like to make a tactics roll, which this is all that it says is so long as they are not surprised, one traveler or combat under the referee's control may make a tactics check at the start of a combat. The effect of this check is then applied to the initiative of everyone on the same side.
Okay, that's fine.
I guess it just gives you a bonus for initiative.
You are. I will just let you know. You are approaching a ship that, as far as you know, has no weapons.
I get it.
Okay.
Whatever. All right.
You can
never mind.
roll anyway, just in case, because maybe I'm a dick and I
Nope.
put weapons on.
4.
It. Okay.
When you say, as far as you know, has no weapons.
All right.
Well, you're not looking. You're not looking at it. You just got it. It's
Yeah.
a ping on a radar at this point. All right. So you're going to vector in towards the thing, and you may go ahead and take your shot. It can't evade for shit.
4, 5, 6. Oh, what's it? Yeah, 4, 5, 6 plus my. What I
Gunnery.
have for gunnery is 0. 1. No. Turret 1. So what did I say? 4, 5, 6, 7.
7. That misses. You take another shot. You make
Please
another
do.
pass at the thing.
5,
that's
6,
better.
7, 8, 9, 10.
10. Boom. Okay.
Now, I don't know what a turret does.
It does a lot. I'm just going to kind of hand wave it a little bit because this is a science vessel.
All right.
You hit it, and it's now in an orbit that is going to send it into the atmosphere at a bad angle. So, I mean, you can keep firing on it if you want to, or you
No.
can just let nature take its course.
That's
Well,
enough.
we should probably actually break it up some, because otherwise it could have a catastrophic effect on one of the settlements, or like where the settlers are hiding underneath.
Not to mention if there are any survivors, that puts a lot of them together
10.
on planet side.
Boom. It cracks into like 4 or 5 big pieces.
Good, that's better. That kind of shit can burn up into the and not have such a.
Right.
So there's like no chance that they'll survive. Anything will survive it, right?
From that ship, no. The ones on the ground
Yeah, no,
are going to be
yeah,
fine unless
yeah.
it lands on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That no.
And if we're really lucky or they're really unlucky,
Yeah.
how about I roll for the ones on the ground and you roll? It's fine. It should be fine now. I mean, the problem before was they had gotten herded together, and then the morons brought them together on purpose because warnings mean nothing.
This is the cap trooper. It's not really quite working out that way. they remain smart. They come down in groups of 3, and they seem to remain smart.
Yeah, now, see, it only takes 3 of them to be smart. When we took out the 2 just now, that third one,
Oh, that's good to know.
it just doesn't take very many of them to get as smart as we are. What that says about us,
It says more about us than them.
I don't want to get into. But yeah, like, it just doesn't take that many. Which is what we told your bosses before, and I guess what they disregarded to their detriment.
Yeah, well, no one said officers are smart.
Nah, they didn't. I mean, like, using my Amerikesh to full effect here. But, in any case, you want to have... We could use another, able body, or we can drop you in one of the other settlements with your friends.
I need to go back down there and get my, I need to get my people out of there. I got 200 civilians in a mine waiting for me to come back.
Understood. Take you down in the ship's boat right now.
Do you have a way of getting them out of there? I didn't see any other ships down there.
Well, I'm there to protect them. And if I'm not there, I can't.
Based on what Fallout was, I would say you probably want to move them into another settlement.
Well, there's no air rafts. The ship's not big enough to carry them all. I'm assuming you got places to be.
Unfortunately, we've got, system-ending problems of our own to deal with.
Yeah, I'll sort it out. If you can drop me near there, get me close, a couple 100 yards up.
We can put out a distress beacon for you.
That would help. With that ship gone, I have a feeling they're going to be a little easier to manage.
Probably.
There's a lot of industrial coming back down out of the turret. There's a lot of industrial forklifts, trucks that you can probably use to transport between colonies. It'll be slow, but you can do it.
I'll contact the other cap troopers too and we'll figure out something.
Did your people have any kind of timetable on coming to pick you back up?
They've been gone for 3 months.
We'll put out the call for you. And so we set them down in the ship's boat.
Okay.
Get the rest of the ore.
Yeah, I was to say, in the meantime,
And we can
if
come
you're
back
bold,
Now, is someone taking him down in the ship's boat, or are you just letting him take himself down in the ship's boat?
No, we're going to take them down,
Okay.
and we'll grab one more set of the ore
Okay.
or an alloy and come back up.
On the
Almost
trip
7.
down. So what are you guys looting all this ore for?
You ever heard of the ancients?
Elders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever heard of the elders?
Yeah.
Turns out, one of them stuck around.
Really?
Yeah. And she's not so friendly. And this ore can be made into stuff that keeps them from mind controlling entire populations.
He kind of shrugs that off. Think you can buy me a little time?
How?
Because if we can get the security situation down here sorted out, I know about 5 other cap troopers who are spoiling for a fight.
How much time you need?
Day or two.
Yeah, I can get you that.
I'll be in touch.
We'll be waiting.
Then at some point he opens the door, boop, jumps out.
well, that is an interesting turn of events.
Not the worst thing to have.
Not at
5
all.
more military minded.
Now it stands to reason what we're going to do now. We have the ore. Once we get our cap troopers, we'll head over to Altair. Drop that off. Then what?
Well, honestly, I would say that we need to start the infiltration of 70 Obuchi. Get the anti-psi devices that we have mobilized down there and start a force, start a revolution.
And you think
Assuming we can get Riley patched up in time, we can use that to our advantage.
think that will work? A small force against an entire planet.
It's sabotage until reinforcements arrive. But, I mean, we're going to have to mobilize against Vicky.
Yeah, I figure the 5 cap troopers and myself, we can get onto that ship and do a whole lot of damage.
Where you go, we go, my friend. But
With especially with the psi shield, there's nothing he can do to affect us. All we have to do is deal with the ship's defenses, and I think he'll be overwhelmed because he's just one. And he doesn't have any of his other troopers, shock troopers, with him. All he's got is the little bots.
But we called for help, and we have a small, I feel like we need to work both fronts.
Mm-hmm.
We start the revolution, and then at the very least, that's a small force who can delay, because once he starts producing more elders, we're sunk.
Absolutely.
Agreed. Yes, perhaps our first target should be whatever he's building down there.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I think our infiltration of 70 Obuchi needs to be first.
I'm convinced. I think this is a good plan of action. I'm still mildly concerned that his last course of action will be the deployment of the quantum bots, but nothing we can do about that.
I
That
mean,
happens.
there's literally nothing we can do about that. If he if we can get him, we infiltrate a ship with enough stealth, and we can take him by surprise, great. And then we don't end up with a quantum bot problem. But I refuse to let the threat of quantum bots keep us from doing anything. Which right now, because we have no recourse, I mean, the wolf's got our message. If our plan fails, he can wipe this system off the face of the sky.
All right. So, do we know? I mean, I'm sure we don't yet. Where he's building the thing for the Elder? Is it on his ship or is it planet side? I believed it was planet side. Is it not?
It sounded like from what Tombatu Master Talking told me. It sounded like it was going to be planet side because he needed all of that workforce, and that workforce wasn't going to be on his ship.
Agreed.
So we need to get down, get with our people in 70 Obuchi, and release them from the control first order of business.
All right then.
We have said the same thing 3 times. Do you know how long it's going to take for? Do you know how long it's going to take yet?
Oh no, I'm ready.
Oh,
I was waiting for you to be done.
We were vamping
Sorry,
for you.
We were
right.
just.
What's your endurance, DM?
1.
1. Okay, so you get back. This is probably over the course of the first day while you guys are waiting because you're probably using the auto dock and it's probably fast. You get back 7 points.
Okay.
You can distribute those amongst those damage characteristics however you want.
Okay.
Great.
We said we were going to hang out for a day and a half, 2 days.
2 days, just waiting for.
The next day you roll 1d, add your end, DM, and you get that much back. Because Two Crows isn't going to let you get out of bed.
Okay. So I get 7 back the first day.
Yes.
Okay. So I now have 7 here. And then I roll dice the next day.
1 die.
1 die.
1 die, add your endurance DM.
Do the purple one. It's worth it.
4, 5. Okay. 7. So my endurance is back up now. 8. And then now I have 4 here. Okay. So I have some and everything now.
All right. Okay.
Does that mean I'm conscious?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. As soon as one stat is,
Got it.
when 2 stats are out, you're unconscious. Once one of those stats goes to 1,
Okay.
you're conscious.
Oh, okay, great.
You
I'm
probably
cranky.
wish you weren't, but
Okay.
you're conscious.
Super cranky.
And you got bullet holes in you.
Yeah.
And then We're just gonna wait out the day, I think. Like,
Okay.
organize the ore, make sure that
And you can hear
everything
chatter
is-
over your comms.
Yeah.
They're basically all 6 of the cap troopers got together, and they're going down and they're going lurker hunting, and they're just killing all the ones that are down there.
Yeah, no, like, there was a time before I heard that they were elder sympathetic, where I had a lot more sympathy for
Right.
these beings.
Yeah. Riley no longer cares either.
Okay.
Good. Too bad I can't go with you.
Bring us back a pelt.
Oh.
Don't
No.
give me that look.
It's just in bad taste. Like, seriously, they're not even pretty.
At the end of day 2, on the comms, I should probably give you his name because he was one of the guys you actually met.
I have it down my little notebook.
Corporal Paulo Braga.
Yep, Paulo Braga.
Poor
And he
Paulo.
Paulo.
Paulo
Paolo.
Braga.
He's Brazilian.
Nice.
like
He tells you, we've got. Do you want us to air raft up, or you guys want to come down and get us?
I mean, you want to air wrapped up? That sounds good to us. Assuming y'all can do that.
Yeah.
Cool.
While they were doing this, could I have, in the last day, been helping them with sensors? Like, hey, I see a cluster of lurkers over there.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I'm bonding with the team.
Okay. So it takes them like 6 hours or 7 hours to get up there. A long time because air rafts aren't very fast.
Yeah, but it's not like it's really any less than like 2 hours more than our ship's boat would have taken one way.
Right. Okay. So they get up there, and you probably have to open an airlock for them because they're going to abandon the air raft.
Yeah.
So you open up an airlock and they come in 2 or 3 at a time because that's all it will fit. And then the last guy that comes in, it's Paulo Braga. He's got tail. Says there's no pelts.
Well, it's good to have as a memory.
And it's cold and icy because it's been in vacuum.
Stays.
Does it at least taste good?
Oh, I haven't tried tasting it.
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're keeping that in your quarters.
Really? I thought we'd just hang it from the rear view of the bridge.
I feel like Two Crows would like it.
Chukars has had entire lurker bodies.
Yeah. Let's see, just an added taste collection.
It's freeze dried. It won't smell
Yet.
yet. All right.
Okay, so we get on our way
Right.
back to.
Am I correct in assuming that there is no X-boat?
X-boats have been coming and going.
Okay, so they're back. Because last time we were here, they weren't.
There have been X-boats.
Okay.
Well, that's because they were probably trying to commandeer them.
Right. Okay, so in those 2 days, then I would have tried to send an updated report to the Wolf as
Okay.
to we've acquired the mineral, we rescued 6 cap troopers, we're on our way back to Altair,
Okay.
The sentient lurker presence has been
neutralized.
is no longer a factor.
Okay.
We can cross that one off our uh-oh list.
And if we check the Marines' suits,
Cap troopers.
the cap trooper suits, are they up to snuff as far as not as blocking the psychic control?
They look just like his.
Perfect.
Perfect.
They're like the same model as Vesa's.
Good. I'm not going to bring that up, but just checking.
Okay.
I do want to know if any of them says anything about the fact that we are piloting one of their ships.
None of them have asked any questions about the ship yet.
Yeah.
That's good.
Not yet.
I'm going to find them very nice beds, like bunks and.
Well, they like immediately head toward where the enlisted quarters are.
I know, but I'm helping. I'm being a good host.
Okay.
I mean,
I've also been helping them for a few days because I feel like I've like bonded a bit.
yeah, and the
that makes it-
corporal ranks his own bunk, I think, like his own space.
Not
Maybe.
on a ship.
On a ship that is as understaffed as ours is.
Oh, okay.
You can have your bunk.
If you want to give him better
Oh,
accommodations,
were you giving yours up?
I'm the captain.
Exactly.
if you want to give him better accommodations, he won't argue. He does seem a little uncomfortable with it, though. Like he's used to being in non-com quarters.
Okay. I mean, I am offering. You don't have to take it if you don't want it.
As long as I'm not bumping anyone out of their bunk.
Oh, no.
Okay.
All right.
Red light goes off on the bridge.
Oh, good.
What's that red light mean?
What's that flashing?
That a ship has jumped into the system.
Cool. Riley?
Yes, sensors. 6, 7.
It's a ship.
Oh, right.
Let's.
Okay,
You need an 8.
comms. I'm gonna hail him.
Okay.
Identify yourself, please. That is an 11, 12, 13.
Okay. This is FFC 221 Artie Murphy of the U.S. Navy. Mayday, mayday. Our fusion core is critical and cannot be jettisoned. Preparing to abandon ship. Need immediate pickup of surviving crew. Mayday, mayday. And this is obviously a recorded
Did you
message.
just say that it's the Eddie Murphy?
Audie Murphy.
I heard
Okay.
Eddie Murphy too.
It's Audie Murphy.
I also heard
I was like, I'm sorry. No more role playing is happening here until I find out if you named the ship the Eddie Murphy. Okay, so I'm gonna
It's a sister ship called the Charlie Murphy.
Don't forget the Patty Murphy.
right.
And the Patty Murphy.
jump towards jettison towards our location. We shall retrieve.
Okay.
How big a ship is this?
It is a FFC, so it's a frigate. It's a troop frigate.
Oh boy. So hundreds.
Well, I don't know if you guys remember because it's been many months. That's the ship that dropped these guys off.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was like, that sounds familiar because I feel like we've made this joke before.
Yeah,
I feel like
may
I'm
have.
like, hey, that sounds like
Are
Patty
you
Murphy.
saying that we recycle material?
I don't know what you're talking
do it
about.
well.
Never.
Not badly.
No.
I'm gonna
callback.
scan it again. Like I feel like I'm suspicious, and it's like
I
we
agree.
just happen to get these guys off the ground, and suddenly you're back immediately. But
Oh, no, this is like, I don't know, as you guys are heading out towards your jump point. This isn't like immediately. I
but
just
it's-
happened to...
no, but
It
it's
is a little
still,
suspicious.
Okay, all right.
Like
Yeah.
it's been gone for months, and it
Yes.
just happens to come back on this day of all days.
Okay.
Oh, purple dice. Oh God, they don't want to stay straight
They're
now.
like,
I'm not touching it.
Yeah, please don't.
They are unbound.
oh.
All right, yeah, I have to switch them out now. 4, 5.
Yeah, you got all the 6s out of there. All right.
New pair.
They're tired.
They are. They worked really hard.
So on your radar or your scanners, you can see that there are like 3 figures that jettison. Someone make like
A perception roll?
astrogation
Oh, yeah,
or
astrogation.
something like that.
And Stork can assist, right?
Oh yeah, Stork can usually assist us.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if there's something else. Would tactics be better, maybe? Or
No, this would be more of like a space navigation of some
Okay.
kind.
Okay.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, that's
Damn.
a 10 plus 11, 12.
Okay, there are 3 signals jettisoned from the ship. They are on a collision course with Dolan's Peak,
Oh no.
and they're going to come in at a really bad angle. So, I mean, and this is weeks away, but they're headed
Right.
in that direction. You can get that from their trajectory.
Ooh, okay, since I opened up comms to them before, right? So I have the open comms and I say, can you change your trajectory? You are not coming in good.
All we have is a little bit of maneuver jets in our suits. I don't know if that's enough.
Slow as much as you can. We'll try to pick you up.
You
I'm gonna
can
call.
hear the hissing noise.
Call Paolo.
And then
Yeah.
Is Paolo the leader, or was
he's the ranking guy. There was a
Yeah.
corporal.
I'm gonna have him come up to the bridge just to confirm. Like, hey, do you know these voices? Do you know these people?
Okay.
And do you want to take a ship out to retrieve your folks?
I should talk to him first.
Agreed.
He gets on the comms, Corporal Braga, and then the response comes back, and this is Major Fernando Villalobos. The crew mutinied.
Oh,
What?
I have an injured intelligence officer with us. He's got critical information about enemy alien hostiles.
Is it, what's his face? Whose name we don't actually know? John Allen?
Jones Smith? Mr.
Yeah,
Jones
Mr. Jones
Smith?
Smith.
Whatever. I started with a J. I got
It's
it.
close. It was good.
Good enough.
I'm gonna look at Paulo and like do that.
It's him.
All right.
Let's go get him.
Okay. Give me a piloting roll at like a 6.
All right. You and your guys still gonna be with us?
I
That's-
got it. That
Yep.
was a 7 over the 6, FYI.
Okay.
Obviously, my next 8 weeks needs to be spent on piloting and local languages.
How many people are? How many survivors are there?
3 came out of the ship.
There are 3 pods, but how many survivors are in each pod?
No, it's they're like
No, it's 3
No, it's
suited
guys
people.
in suits.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. 3 we can handle.
So,
we're sending someone out to get you.
If we're in this combat armor, it's got 0G thrusters. We can just go, and then we've got little grab
I'm
things.
going to pick them up in a boat.
Okay.
I
Okay.
successfully rolled
Alright.
to pick them up in a boat.
so you're on your way to pick them up, and then another message comes out from the Audie Murphy. This is FFC 221 Audie Murphy. Our fusion reactor has been sabotaged, and the saboteurs have fled the ship. Fusion reactor is critical and cannot be jettisoned. Request immediate rendezvous to evacuate crew.
It's great. I'm going to go ahead and pick them up.
Okay.
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna look at Paulo. I'm like, do you know their confirmation codes? I think the ship would have military confirmation. Like this is a
Yeah.
okay. Ask for the confirmation code.
I'm just going to break off, I have comms. If I can shield them, make sure that... Because they're not on our comm channel, right? I opened comms to them.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're receiving from the ship and what y'all have open to the ship is separate from what they have open to these 3 dudes.
Right.
So I'm going to pick them up one way or another,
Yeah.
and we'll sort it.
Okay. Well, you pick them up. First thing the major says when you get on board is, they're lying. This thing can bend their minds.
How many of the fucking lurkers do you have on there?
They're not lurkers. We were at 70 Opiuchi.
Oh,
What did we say about going to 70 Opiuchi?
they might not have gotten the message clearly.
Shouldn't the control be lost once they jump back into system?
Maybe, maybe not.
Well, it's good to know if it's not.
But the elders didn't have somebody per system before. But it doesn't hurt to. So their fusion is not sabotaged?
Oh no, it is. They sabotaged it.
Great. How many on board?
Surviving, 30.
We don't have the room for that.
Do we?
They're bent.
But
The
do
ma-
we have the room for them?
You could. You would probably have to put them down on Dolan's Peak.
And that's what I'm going to tell them. Is let's open up a comms to them and tell them that we do not have capacity to retrieve your crew. Get on lifeboat rafts and set trajectory for. And I'm going to say because they evacuated the colony we were just at,
Right.
and set them down in that post,
Okay.
the one with not enough houses left,
And-
because we shot them up.
Yeah. And we're gonna ask for their confirmation codes.
Yes.
They give you the confirmation.
Okay. And they're the right based in Paulo. Okay.
And they tell you that our fusion reactor is critical. We're unable to maneuver.
Kids
Get
into
in
a
your
lifeboat.
lifeboats. Evacuate.
Yeah, asking us to go that close to them is a little.
We do not
little,
have.
yeah.
We do not have the capacity to pick you
There is
up.
no room in this inn.
Audie Murphy, evacuate your ship. Abandon ship. We do not have the capacity to pick you up.
Okay. They close the comm channel. And then you see aircraft starting to come off. And the major is like, their brains aren't right.
Where we sent them, they can't actually hurt anybody down there. But
The only people who weren't affected were those of us in combat suits.
that makes sense. And those are all the rest were overpowered.
Or they weren't in them.
It takes seconds. for them.
It happened fast.
But
I'm assuming this is now back aboard your ship.
yes.
Yeah.
And I can say, like, so why did they sabotage their ship?
I don't know. It started. We didn't even know there was anything wrong with them until we were almost out of jump space.
Well,
They may have done. I don't know. Maybe they did try to figure there'd be ships they could lure in, get more ships. I don't know.
could be, but, like, it's a risky gamble.
Oh, and like as soon as you guys get there, there's an unconscious dude in a vac suit, and he tells you this guy needs to go to your med bay right away.
Okay. So we send him to the med bay.
Can we send one of Paolo's guys with him to guard him?
Sure.
Because I don't trust these people either.
Right.
Yeah, if they weren't already wearing
Paulo
combat
goes
suits.
himself.
Okay. And we make sure we have we have enough beanies for Paolo and his guys, right?
Oh yeah,
We have 24, so...
Okay, yeah. So we give all of them one, so...
But
Okay.
they shouldn't need them on board the ship because the ship already.
The
guards
ship
it.
has its own.
The ship
Yeah,
is
but
basically a giant beanie.
Right, but these people are now on our ship, and we don't know if they have some sort of technology or way of... Riley's paranoid.
Inside your ship, you would probably still be susceptible.
Yeah. Like,
Oh, I didn't know that.
Because this is like a coating on the
Yeah.
outside of the ship, but once you're inside of it, probably still susceptible.
Plus, Riley really likes her tinfoil hat. She wants everyone to wear them, so it's normalized.
All right.
Okay, so we give them all beanies.
Okay. And the major tells you that we we jumped into the system, and there was already a whole bunch of ships surrounding some huge ship, design we'd never seen. I was able to get encrypted communication from a retired admiral named Li Ping, and she was on planet side. So, sent down. I went down myself. I went down with 5 other cap troopers because we knew we're shielded. There's 2 construction sites down there. And they've got damn near the whole planet working on them. Some of them are working in fabrication places, and they're like drones. They don't even act like people. They're like zombies.
Yeah, that's expected.
One of the things, we figure it's some kind of medical facility. It's big.
And the other?
Some kind of communication facility. It's being built at the northern pole.
Okay.
Looks like a giant dish, but this thing is huge.
It might be an amplifier.
That's my fault, yeah.
Thanks for the intel. And
Problem is, at some point, all these brainwashed people suddenly noticed us.
Do you know how?
No idea. They were ignoring us. It was like we didn't even exist. It's like we were invisible.
How long did it take?
We were down there for about 2 days.
Okay. Doesn't give us long to work with. But we have a payload that we need to deliver. And unfortunately, taking care of your boys, they're limited in what they can do and how much damage they can do from where they're at. If their ship if they actually destroyed the fusion reactor and the ship goes Nova, they can't actually affect very much down at Dolan's Peak.
Okay.
And if they suit up to go down below, that should take care of the mind control. And they'll come to themselves. So, we'll take care of your boy, but we need to make this delivery.
This is your ship.
Then let's get on our way.
Are you interested in some payback with us?
I fully intended on going back at some point. Sure.
Well, here's your honorary beanie. Part of the team now. Perhaps you should just blow their ship up, since supposedly it's going to blow itself up anyway. Just in case they're lying.
Is there any way to tell if the fusion reactor is really...
It looks like it. I mean, you're getting all kinds of crazy-ass readings off of it.
We should probably not be too close then, right?
Yeah.
We should
Fusion
leave.
fusion explosions are big.
We're gonna leave. We're
leaving.
I'm gonna make the education check real quick and get us on the way.
It's like a miniature temporary sun.
Yeah, I don't wanna see that born. No thanks. Yeah, we're totally fine.
Okay, astrogation back to Altair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is a 3 jump.
Okay.
Which gives us 3 more weeks of study.
Sweet.
It's 3
So
jumps.
you're at full health.
Oh, it's
3
1
jumps
week.
at a week?
I'm
No,
sorry.
it's one
Yeah,
week.
1
1
week.
week. I'm sorry. That's right.
Now that puts you at full health.
5. Cool.
You need 8 to get a point in something new?
Yeah.
You need an 8 to get to 0, and 16 to get to 1,
Got it.
and 24 to get to 2.
Got it.
By which time the elders would have taken over all this.
Yeah. During this time, I'm also gonna talk to these people.
Oh, during that time, Agent Jones Smith regains consciousness.
Okay.
He was bleeding out of every head orifice.
Okay. He got mind melted. Probably.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna ask the guy we were talking to earlier.
The major.
Yes.
Paolo.
Paolo. No, not
That's the
Paolo.
corporal.
Yeah, that's the corporal. The major, John, or whatever his name is.
John.
Whatever his name was.
That's not his name.
No,
Let me
what
find-
was it?
I will find his name.
Okay. You said his name was started with a J. Oh no, that's the guy who was on the table. Sorry, the guy we were talking to.
Ferdinando Villalobos.
There we go, Fernando. I'm going to ask him because their ship was like ours, right?
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
No, it was. I mean, same size, same classification, not as advanced.
Okay. So we don't know if their ship would have blocked the.
Oh, he can tell you right away that no, that's not the
Okay.
case. If you divulge the fact that your ship can,
I'm not going to.
Okay.
But I'd ask.
but he
him-
tells you that what must have happened is when they got back, the crew must have already had their minds altered, and
been told not
and
to,
then
and been
and
instructed not to
acted
give
normally
it away.
until a certain point.
Like a hypnotic suggestion.
Yeah, I get it.
Sleeper agents.
But
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if we can find out if at any point, if they get put, did anybody get put in a vac suit or put on a vac suit after they were mind controlled? At any point, did any of them wake up out of it? I'm trying to find out if we put a beanie on someone who's already mind controlled, are they fixed or do they stay mind controlled? Is basically what I'm trying to
We
find out.
tried that with vac suits. Won't do it. They have to go in one of our powered units, and we tried putting one guy in. It didn't help. I think their brains have been altered.
Got it. Okay.
They've been reprogrammed.
Got it. Okay.
Doesn't bode well for the residents of 70 Obuchi.
You're just trying to justify your genocide.
Well, it also doesn't bode well for our plan of distributing this ore in space to block the psychic control rings.
Right.
Agreed.
Because if they're already reprogrammed, then it won't fix anything.
Wait, did he say that he said vac suits won't work, but the powered suits did?
No, the
Not
vac
once.
suits wouldn't work at all because they're not.
Yeah,
they're not shielded.
I'd used the thing wrong, the term wrong.
But they put one of the crew members. They had one of them and put him in it, and it didn't have an effect.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they can't be fixed once they're controlled.
But he did mention he got in contact with Li Ping.
Which means Li Ping is already not
Right.
Right.
mind
Which
control.
means there
which
may be a small force that still is of
La-
their own.
unaffected.
And he tells you the last I saw her, she was still on planet. We were trying to escape. I was heading to my launch. She was heading to safe ground somewhere. She wouldn't say where it was, but I lost track of her, so I don't know what.
Did she give you any way to contact her?
I have an encrypted channel that I was able to contact her on, and as far as I can tell, whatever's on that big ship either doesn't care to listen to it or can't.
Well, that's all. helps us prioritize a bit, because we were going to try and spend a bit of time saving that fleet, and it seems like they are lost.
At least until we take out the Elder.
Well, I think the first thing we need to do is try and take out the nursery he's trying to build.
Oh, I agree, yes. I just mean
Both
that
facilities, because if this communications facility is meant to amplify his power,
Right.
but it does mean we might have to bring in a strike force completely from unaffected people.
Absolutely. And we won't have any way of knowing.
We might be able to do something to that dish from orbit. We may not have to actually get down there. We could probably just shoot the hell out of it and delay its eventual completion.
well, there are 2 targets. What if we use one target as a distraction for the other? If we can shoot the dish from orbit using the ship,
Right.
and then have that be a distraction, they'll have to move all their forces to take out that, which then lets people get into the nursery.
Possible, except it's all the way up on the pole. I think that he already has enough manpower distributed across the planet. It seems to me that if we just keep the dish, destroy enough that they need to rebuild it, then we can do an assault on the nursery.
Yes,
It's possible.
That's
I don't
exactly
know.
what he just said.
Oh, is that what you said?
That's exactly what
Okay.
I just said. I'm sorry, my accent is a little,
Well,
But
I'm also worried that they'll up security. Like, which one is the...
Oh no, it has to be a simultaneous hit.
yes, absolutely.
I would say a 3-pronged hit, because once we go in to take out the medical facility and the communication facility, then we also need to have a target. We need to have a force hitting the Elder at the same time, because once he knows that there's a group out there who's immune to mind control and also who's aware of his plans, and also we just don't want to give him any chance to regroup, get stronger, or unleash the quantum bots. 3-pronged simultaneous attack.
I agree. I think myself and maybe 5 or 6 of the troopers on the ship, remaining troopers with you guys assault the nursery, and then we can have somebody else in the ship just bombarding that. It doesn't have to be pretty, and it doesn't even have to be accurate. It just has to put holes in it into that radar dish.
Yes, I think we need a strike force going into the Elder ship as well.
That's what I said.
I think
Myself
that-
and 5 or
I
6.
think that
Different
what
than
I-
the nursery.
Yeah.
There's 3
Myself and 5 or 6 of the troopers go into the ship. You and whatever remaining troopers there take on the nursery, and whoever else NPC-wise we have on the ship bombard the.
I disagree.
You disagree? What do you think?
I would think that that we need to go after the Elder. We're the ones with the most information on Vicky and what his capabilities might be. We send the troopers down. We send our cap troopers down to take out the nursery, along with whatever ground force we have.
Well, we also need to remember that we need to go meet our friends who are making our new beanies, and they also can help in this attack.
Yeah. So we get together. Let's group up. I mean, this is like conversation we're having
As we're
while
going.
as
yeah.
we go to
Yeah, we got
them.
weeks.
So,
But as we're making plans, we should remember that they are also one of our assets. And while, I mean, it might be best for them to actually attack the Elder ship because they've got at least some knowledge of its capabilities, and they will be unable to blend in down on the planet. While we, even for a limited time at least, aren't dinosaurs.
That's much wiser than I think, because they have knowledge of the ship, they have knowledge of the layout, and they have knowledge of the systems. They're much more suited for dealing with the ship assault.
yeah, but we need to. They can deal with the ship itself while we infiltrate it. That's actually a great idea.
Don't sound so surprised. I can be right about things.
Yes.
Yes,
wouldn't
this is your daily being right.
A broken
Mark it
clock
on
is
the
right
calendar.
twice a day.
I wouldn't mind having them in the ship though, since they know the layout. We know some of it because we have the data that you have from your probes and stuff, and we have some partial maps that we can get together, but we don't really even know where he is.
Well, they may not know either. I mean, their knowledge is passed down through countless generations.
And they didn't get that knowledge firsthand anyway.
Yeah, this is. I mean, they're working off of like legend, basically.
But some of them might be able to read it at least a bit if there's one that says captain's quarters this way or something.
And this ship hasn't changed since their legend
I mean, it
started.
is So, great. Are we there yet?
Sure. When you guys are done with the conversation, you're there.
Okay.
It's a literary drive. It goes at the speed of
Speed of plot.
Plot. All right. So you guys come back to the Altair system, and there were 3 ships.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And there are now 4 ships there.
Oh,
Oh,
good.
good. Maybe, hopefully good.
Nice.
Or at least paranoid.
Hail.
Yes.
Oh, but the
Come
4th
Batu
ship,
master
does it look different?
Oh, Bantu mastered talking is now speaking.
We are smiling to hear from you again.
Yes.
Oh, God.
We return with the alloy.
I'm smiling to hear it.
May we initiate transfer?
Yes.
I see you have been joined by more ship.
One more. Did you bring government representative?
Government representative is incoming.
Then this ship will wait.
So, but we can still begin transfer of material.
And you see little shuttles leave from the Bantu ships.
Great.
Only that black card gave me representative power.
I'm going to prep our guests, Paulo and Fernando. I'm like, so, you've seen the very ancient movie Jurassic Park? Smaller. No.
Also, not really like that at all.
And you got pictures of them.
No, I
you
know.
got footage and stuff.
I mean, you took all that footage.
It was a really bad joke. I'm sorry. I didn't actually see it. Probably wouldn't have probably seen it. But yeah, so I just prepped them for like, so aliens are coming on board. They're cool. Be cool.
This is to the Major.
Yeah.
It's your ship.
Okay.
And to,
Corporal Braga.
yeah, sure, everyone.
Okay.
But
Who's
also, like, to the intelligence officer,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's been down
Jonas Smith.
Who had ancient? We should debrief him. Sorry, I was waiting till Pooja came back, and then
Okay.
you were gone. So on our trip, can we retcon a
Debrief.
little bit and debrief
The intelligence officer.
who has
Sure.
a bunch of information on this attacking alien group? We will look surprised. What? Aliens are real?
What? You're saying this to him?
No, I didn't really say that.
Okay.
So, Mr. Smith,
Let me get his actual name.
heaven fucking forbid.
There's
Daniel
a lot,
Jones Smith.
there's a lot of
That's what it
Smiths.
was.
That's his real name.
It's like the Matrix. Me. A lot of Smiths.
Mr. Smith,
And he kind of looks the way you felt when you got attacked by that thing.
oh, I see you've had a run-in with psionics.
It stands victorious
Oh,
against
Vicky, just
unrelenting foes.
yeah, Vicky.
That's shorter. That's the most powerful psi I've ever come in contact with.
Are you psionic?
I can't answer that question.
I'm going to take that as a yes.
Yeah, the elder race operated psionically
No
across
wonder.
systems.
That wouldn't surprise me. I've never experienced it. We're children compared to that thing.
We are not even sentient compared to that thing.
No.
However, we do have some friends. But what you were carrying pertinent information about current plans. Were you able to?
I kind of had the Major give it all to you.
Oh, okay, good.
And he tells you that, no, I was, as soon as we jumped into this system, I lost consciousness.
Did you? Were you able to? Do you have any information, like extract any part of like location? Like, you know, sometimes you can get like flashes of consciousness from the invading mind.
He wants to contact the others.
That would explain the dish.
Something. They're in another galaxy. He's found a way to contact them.
That would be bad.
One of them could kick our ass.
one of them may just do that.
Billions of them. We wouldn't have a chance.
Yeah. We're on a timetable.
Yes. I'm sent... No, he wouldn't. Never mind.
You wouldn't say that?
Wrong ship.
No.
So we've got... I wouldn't so much say a plan exactly as at least like a last-ditch Hail Mary.
Well,
Yeah. We got two. We have a bare bones plan. And then we have a wipe everything here off the face of the space plan.
That's a lot of dead people.
It is.
But it might be safer. But that's a lot of dead people.
But I figure if we're all going to die anyway, we might as well try to do it the...
free.
we might as well try to do it in the way that the fewest of us die first.
And if he's altered the minds of the people the way he did those troopers, there's not much people left anyway.
He controls the whole system, except for a few who happen to be in vac suits and like.
But we have the technology to keep any of us who aren't already under his control out of it.
Here's your beanie.
It will block all psychic energy coming in and possibly going out. Also, you might want to check in with Two Crows because when it happened to her, the part of your brain that is responsible for psionics got enlarged and either damaged.
You might be brain damaged.
Amygdala? Was it the
Yeah.
amygdala we decided? I don't remember.
Sure, that
Or
sounds
the
brainy.
hypo something.
Hippocampus.
Maybe it was hippocampus. I don't remember.
So you either it's possible your ability has been burned out, or it's gotten stronger.
I can neither confirm nor deny that I am in possession of any sort of talents.
Either way, you might be brain damaged in other ways. So you'll probably want to check that out.
Oh, he's in. Two Crows has been.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like,
Watch when you go in system, unless you want to be mind melted again, put the beanie on.
If I could figure out some way to transmit and not receive, I might be able to get information out of it.
With the skill you don't have.
well, I do have. Here's the. We have a common threat.
You want us to leave the room?
Information. Yes. Yes,
Like
I kind
all
of do.
the players to leave, actually physically leave the room. Okay.
I'm like, basically, like, kind of. I'm like, maybe from one intelligence agent to another.
Okay.
Do you want us to actually physically leave the room, or do you want to?
No,
Okay.
I wanted your characters to leave the room.
All right.
I'm not that
you guys
weird.
go into where the cap troopers are, and it's like as soon as you walk through the thing, one of them says, "Captain on deck," and they all stand at attention.
That feels good.
Riley's just like the biggest eye roll ever.
That's easy.
And I'm gonna lay it out.
Okay.
I'm gonna lay it out for Daniel, for my good friend Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna say that I know that that every major power has a psionics program. I'm going to infer that you may or may not have come out of the TK program or the TP program of Terra.
Yes.
And I,
That's called Majestic 33.
of course it is.
You know, Majestic 12. All conspiracy theories are real.
Can you protect yourself against Vicky without the beating? As hipster as we all might
Not-
look.
No. if we can come up with some way where I can still transmit, because this thing is going to block.
Everything.
This is basically like our battle dress suits.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing goes in, nothing goes out.
Yep.
Mothership does too.
If we can get this one way,
Where you beam out.
then I mean, I don't know how strong I'm going to be against this thing, to be honest.
I would say not very, but
maybe it isn't going to suspect that I'm going to be able to
also,
transmit.
like, if you can subvert some of the programming that it has done on 70 OBUG,
Maybe it's going to be on a very small scale.
okay.
Because this thing is controlling, and I don't think it's rewritten them. Because that takes time.
Yeah.
I think it's just controlling them. It's got to be using some kind of technological device to amplify its abilities.
It must be, because according to our intel, it is not strong enough to control out of system.
That's almost an impossibility.
And we...
Through the technology we know of today.
Yeah. And we have encountered controlled elements out of system.
They may have been rewritten. There's a difference between being controlled and rewritten.
But you just said rewriting takes time.
Rewriting does take time.
Well, that's a problem. Either way, we need to, I feel like we have 3 targets here. And, we can get you in touch with the beings that know the most about psionics. And see if maybe they can hone, we can figure out where you'd be best aimed as a weapon.
That sounds best.
Great. And that's the end of that convo. We're going to go talk to... we're going to master talking.
Tubantu master talking?
Yes.
Okay.
You never did destroy that helmet, did you?
We
No, we did.
destroyed that
Yeah,
helmet.
we stripped it and found out that we could make
muted.
the beanies.
That's how we figured out how to make the beanies.
Weirdish question. Is there anything in the Exodus bylaws that I could look up with one of my skills that in times of absolute crisis and emergency, we can be appointed as a representative of the government?
Of Exodus, at least.
Of Exodus.
Of
Which
the
is
government,
amazing.
no. Of Exodus, yes.
Okay.
Make a roll and
All right.
see if you can figure out how you would be able to do that to the point where you would...
Not be tried as a war criminal?
Right.
All right. Would you like admin or advocate?
Advocate.
Oh, thank God. It's 9.
Okay.
I'm sorry, that's 11.
Okay, yeah. During certain situations, because of inability to communicate, in dire situations of existential importance, you have the ability to basically act as a sort of like a director level member of Exodus.
I'd say this counts.
Yeah, I'm going to say this counts.
High five.
All right.
You
This is going to be great.
Yes, Stork?
now you can commit genocide with a clean conscience,
I'm not going to commit genocide. It was
Unless
an idea.
absolutely
Right.
necessary.
unless
It's just,
Yeah. But yeah, so I will be coming with you.
the ultimate murder hobo.
They are really good, yeah. They're actually better than LaCroix's because they actually have a little more oomph to the flavor.
You mean flavor?
Yeah, rather than essence.
Right. Water is the essence of wetness.
I'm going to ask.
Did you know there's LaCroix Clear?
No, stop it.
Unflavored. And it's just as expensive.
How do you tell the
It's
difference?
just soda water.
It's called, yeah, it's basically seltzer water. I'm sorry.
Amazing.
That's okay. I'm going to ask Fernando, or Fernando.
The major.
Yeah.
Okay.
The major. He's not in my military. I'm not in his military.
Right.
I can first name if I want. I'm going to ask him... Shit, I forgot what I was going to say. Never mind, I'll think of it in a second.
Well, he's got a wedding ring on his finger.
No.
Doesn't really mean anything. I
Sorry.
mean, what happens in space stays in space.
I mean, in space, no one can hear you scream.
Yeah.
With consent.
With consent.
With consent.
Thank you.
I'm going to ask if it seemed like they were like the crew just like he won't know for certain, but does it seem like they were still receiving orders, or were they continuing on like once they got mind bent, or were they?
They didn't act strange until we were like 5 days into jump space. That's a whole different universe.
Yeah.
Literally.
But did it seem like they were acting?
I didn't
should probably do this on character. Did it seem like when they finally showed their true colors that they were acting under orders, or that they'd suddenly been bereft of directions? Like
They executed the plan, and they took over the bridge, and they took over engineering
right.
in minutes.
All right.
They neutralized 9 cap troopers in armor.
Wow. The people who hadn't been really trained in combat previously?
Well, they're naval crew. I mean,
Right, but there's a difference.
They know how to slap each other, I suppose.
Fist bump for that. All right.
Rude.
All right. Thank you. That's important. So it seems.
So, Tubantu mastered talking, wants to come on board and have a tour.
Yeah, sure. I'm happy to have Tubantu Master. I'm smiling to have Tubantu Master sucking on board.
Okay.
I will have changed into my most decorated
Diplomatic.
Thank you. That was where I was going for. Don't roll your eyes at me, Stork.
Appearance matters.
It does.
I'm just trying to figure out what makes a clothes diplomatic and what makes it just sort of regal.
Especially when you're talking to a dinosaur. He probably doesn't know the difference.
It makes me feel better. This is my battle dress.
There's probably sashes and
Oh, yeah.
cravats.
Oh, so many cravats.
So, do you tell the cap troopers?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
They've all been warned that these are our allies. Be nice. They probably all like peek and see.
The major before because like there's the shuttle coming across. The major says, "Can I speak to you, Captain?"
Yes, of course.
We don't have any dress uniforms. Do you have any in the stores?
Do we?
I could tell you that.
You probably
I went through all of that stuff. Yeah, we got not full dress, but we've got.
You probably have a small commissary of pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will direct them
Okay.
to Vesa. Like, he is going to have a good record of what we do have as far as armory
I'm not
and
gonna help.
gunnery.
It's fine.
I would seek him, and he should be able to suit you up with whatever you need.
Thank you, sir. And he leaves, and then a bunch of cap troopers go down toward engineering, and they ask you the same thing.
We have what the Navy would call ship's formal dress, which is what you have when you're on board ship. That's somewhat, but it's not for full-on functional fanfares. So yes,
No marine dress.
is this marine? Is this a marine ship? What type of
wasn't,
ship is
no,
it?
No, it's a Navy ship.
It's a
Navy ship.
These aren't Navy guys.
Yeah.
No.
All we got's Navy.
Don't worry, I have to do. Don't worry. They sort of mutter to each other.
If you want, I can get some duct tape and you can tape over the Navy part, but you can keep your stripes. It's the best I can do.
Do you have black duct tape?
Yes.
I mean, what kind of self-respecting person would he be if he didn't have black duct?
Just be glad he's not asking why you have Navy uniforms. Pretty sure they figured that out by now. So.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
Right.
Otherwise, they're useless
There's
to
a
us.
dumb.
No, well, you kind of are under the impression the major, at least, he assumes that this is a military vessel.
It is.
That's his assumption, and that you are in the military. He is referring to you as the captain.
Oh.
And you get saluted and shit.
I sure do.
And there is no need to disabuse him of whatever assumption he may have made.
Right?
No.
I have not lied. I just admitted the truth.
All right, so you take them to the stores, and they put on their dress whites.
It's all I can give you.
All right.
Riley's going to give you little lessons, like
Right? There wouldn't
this
be
is
no
how you actually
marine.
salute. This is how you. So that way.
There's
you
probably
So it's
insignia.
not like this anymore?
no, we're not.
Like what I figure is they could you put the insignia on,
Yeah.
Velcro, whatever
I mean,
it
who
would be.
knows?
But
It's in the future, so maybe it's
Right.
like this now. I don't know.
Well, it is actually like this in British.
Well, it's like this because you only salute like this if you've lost a war.
Oh.
So long as it's not
the
like
United
this.
States does
Right.
not salute like this. They
What about
salute like this.
Vietnam?
I don't think that counts. I don't know.
Because technically we don't admit that we were at any war we may have lost.
I don't think it was ever declared a war. It was a police action, wasn't it?
Ask people who fought it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like,
I'm not
literally.
arguing
Yeah.
that point with
Right.
you. I am simply that is
That's what
the
that is.
explanation that I
Is that
think.
really?
I
I
didn't know.
bet you that's not.
I don't know.
I bet you that's not true. That sounds like something an
The-
American soldier would say in front of a British soldier to start a fight.
Yeah.
This is also true.
Yeah. So, but yeah, supposedly if you salute like with your palm forward, like your country's lost a war.
Well, according to the last castle, it all comes from knights raising their visor, exposing their faces to,
Oh, that
to,
makes
to- to
sense.
meeting another knight. But that's from last castle. Who knows?
knows,
Robert
yeah.
Redford may have been lying.
Oh, not the Robert Redford.
Never, Robert.
It
Not
would be
Jay
him.
Gatsby himself.
It'd be the person who wrote the lines because he doesn't.
Well,
know
he
this
said
too.
it.
The agency you give him, I appreciate, I suppose.
Well, he's Robert fucking Redford.
Yeah, in some worlds, well, the guy that said it, he's not lying. It's like
That's
he's,
still a lot
he's an
of
actor.
agency.
No, he said it.
He's president in some universes. so-
Right? He's also the head
Which-
of Hydra in others. Like, let's...
Right. And he probably is, if you believe the multi-universe.
Right.
Somewhere there's a Hydra that he's in charge of.
Right. Every story probably has its own
And in some of those,
universe.
there's a little Hydra.
Yeah.
And
right.
in some universes, we all have our own little baby Hydra. And I prefer to believe in that one. Oh,
So-
string theory is so much fun.
Oh, man.
All right.
Where are we? What's happening? What
Okay,
game is
so
this?
So they get their uniforms. And
Tabatu Master Talking is
and-
coming.
Okay.
so you basically you don't have an airlock for on incoming vessels because he's going to land the shuttle in your cargo bay
Great.
because you've gotten all the ore out. They're processing.
Yes,
the ore.
because they have done that.
So you basically vent it's vacuum in there. The ship comes in, closes up, and then you pressurize it.
Great.
Are you going to escort your Secret Service friend? He might really, really, really want to be here for this.
But that might
no.
have been as a personal audience.
I'm going to say that that's going to be like a separate meeting. That, like, it's not like this is the diplomatic welcoming, giving him a tour, and then I'm going to say, hey, there's someone I think that you might be interested in meeting.
He's in the med bay too, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, he's in the med bay.
He's also almost dead. Still.
Almost.
Okay.
He's feeling
He's
better.
I feel happy.
All right. So the cargo bay pressurizes and the door opens up and you come. I never gendered them, have I?
I assume they were they them, right, Brace?
Well, it's a she. Comes out and is dressed in like crazy ass regalia. It is like very multicolored. Have you seen the Tesla that has that weird sort of flared paint on it?
No, but I want to now.
I saw.
I know.
I've only
I'm looking
seen
it up.
one, and as the car moves in relationship to the light, the surface of the car changes color.
What's a pearlescence or an iridescence?
Yeah, it's like iridescent or something
Pearlescent,
like that.
mother of pearl, like it's
Yes.
deep and shit.
Oh, that's
yeah.
amazing.
And that so a lot of the things seem to be that, and there's also seems to be some holograms that are sort of projected to like sort of make like camera flares and
Lens
things like
flares.
that. And Yeah, like some bling.
J.J. Abrams.
Yes.
Did you see it? Did you actually look it up?
Yes, I did, because, I mean...
I've only seen one, and I've never seen anything like it before. Yeah, that's it.
It's a pearlescent.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. Oh.
It's an iridescent paint job.
Yeah.
If you've seen
It's more like
iridescent,
pearl
It's like
iridescent.
foil.
like pearl,
Yeah.
yeah. Like,
I saw it in the daylight, and
this
it was
seems like...
it would change in big swaths because it basically just.
Yeah.
I was
How
about to
light,
say, I would... Oh, that actually is really pretty in daylight. At nighttime,
Yeah,
Confusing.
your car is not pretty, but in daytime, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I want to see.
All right,
Oh,
let's
sorry.
keep going now instead of handing a phone.
All right.
Sit down.
So
Sorry, podcast listeners. Google it. It's very
It's
shiny.
pretty.
it is. It was.
Looks like nail polish.
Yes. Oh.
So Tabantu Master Talking comes out and bows to you, as
I
is
will,
the.
I will return the bow. It is smiling to meet you again.
It is smiling to meet you. And it puts out this big, huge, meaty clawed paw.
I will do the same. Pray to throw my arm off.
And it
2,
very gently,
3. Okay.
very gently shakes your hand.
Good.
I bow.
Gives you the big, meaty paw.
We are glad to have you on board. How is the refining of the alloy coming?
Very well. How would you like us to make it deliverable?
Do you have boxes? And I point to a box.
He looks very confused. Or
crate.
they look very
Container.
confused.
You wish it in the shape of crates.
Oh, I see.
No. As before.
Yes.
Very well. I will convey this to our Tobantu engineering master. Tobantu mastered engineering.
That is very gracious. We are glad to hear that things are going so well. Have you given any thought as to, once this part of our mission is complete and we're ready to do an assault on the elders, is there any additional help you are able to provide to us?
And to be clear, that our organization, our governmental organization, has invested Milo with authority for the duration.
Ah!
Yes.
I will be in contact with the fourth ship.
That is good to hear. If you don't mind me asking, who is our new friend, this fourth ship?
It is a special government ship.
Tubantu Master Government?
Mastered mind talking.
Oh.
Very helpful. In which case, there is also someone else I think you should meet.
Yes, I agree.
Yes, your mind talker has said that he wishes to see me.
Yes.
At least we know who wasn't lying.
Impertinent though he might be.
Yes.
Though he said I am not to say.
It's fine. We already knew.
True.
He's not the best liar.
I will let him know.
We'll just calm down that we're coming to.
Yes.
Okay.
Also that I'm gonna send him a personal comm message that you're really going to have to do better.
Hashtag the jig is up.
Hashtag saw this coming 6 moves away. Didn't you ever play chess?
Okay. So you take him up to the med bay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. He is out of bed, and he's seemed to have cleaned himself up as best he can. And he bows to Bantu mastered talking. And they kind of stare at each other for about 3 or 4 minutes. And then they bow again. And then they shake hands.
I am glad that went well. And politely, like, you know, open mind communication, I guess. Or they're just kind of talking to us normally now, or is it mind communication more often?
No. Well, Tobantu mastered talking. Talks.
Loves to talk.
Yes.
He loves it.
Right.
I am gonna knock and say, where do you think, like, you know, in the mind speak?
Mm-hmm.
Like, where do you think he would best be used in terms of an offensive against the elders?
I wish not to make little of your technology.
We are technologically disadvantaged.
Frankness would be best.
Our ship's best use in diverting attentions of brilliant blue star rise upon vast savannah.
The former derelict ship.
Yes.
Perfect. Would any of your force be able to come to assist in a direct infiltration?
Of the planet?
Of the ship, in order to strike against it stands victorious.
There is problem, I am embarrassed to say.
Feel no embarrassment amongst us, a race that has just emerged from the murk.
One way Tobantu were made servants of elders is pheromonal.
Oh, I see. That's what you... It's the link that you share with the lurkers. It's pheromones. The cabal.
Elder may subvert our intentions.
Through the use of offensive pheromones.
I see.
So we would not be able to have you in contact with, like, indirect presence on the ship, but your ships would be able to... How do you think best to use...
We will fight and kill mighty from the space.
Fantastic. How best do you think we could use Daniel Mindtalker?
He has asked for a device for us to build.
In order to project but not receive.
We think we can. We would need to use some of the rocks you gave us.
Understood.
It will take a bit of time, but we think we can make.
How many revolutions of the sun?
Oh,
Revolutions around this sun?
far,
How do you tell time and space?
far less than one.
That's a complicated thing.
Fantastic.
Because it's a year.
Atomic clock.
I don't understand how space and time works. I'm literally asking.
Don't go down that rabbit
Well, you
hole.
all use standard Earth time.
Yeah.
When you're on shipboard, and then when you're on planet, you use whatever the planet's using because day is day and night is night.
Billions of years of evolution, we're stuck on a 12-hour day. It's just the way our bodies work.
Okay, so how long, in terms, I can understand how long it's going to take.
He tells you an amount of time, which basically translates to a few extra days.
Oh, great.
So the whole process might take a week. All of the extra beanies plus
Plus this special beanie.
his special device.
Fantastic.
That is most good.
I want to talk to Daniel a little bit more.
Okay.
And I want to see, basically the gist of what I want to ask is, like, if I can harness the extra space that now exists in my brain for my, let's say, hippocampus.
Right.
In
or
order
amygdala,
to,
whatever.
or amygdala, or as yet unnamed psychic
Your brain
portion.
meets.
My brain meets, the psychic brain meets.
No, I actually Googled something online, and actually I don't know what it was, but I actually figured out what may, if there is such a thing, what may be the part of the brain that does it. And it was on a very alternative website that I found it.
If all conspiracy theories are true in our universe,
Right.
then this one is too.
Right. He said he could maybe teach you to shield yourself. He says that's easiest. He says it will take me like probably a couple weeks to teach it to you.
We've got time.
But he said he might be able to teach you to shield yourself so that you don't have to rely on a beanie.
Good.
We don't have a lot of time.
We've got 2 weeks. We still
You
have
got
to
jumps.
Yeah, but
jump around at the very least.
is that what he means? 2 weeks to teach us? Okay.
Yeah. Not months and months.
And probably just teach her because her brain
Yeah.
expanded.
I'm going to give you guys notice that this campaign can possibly end today if we keep pushing on.
Wow.
If you want.
I feel like I'd like to make a really good plan and come back in one
Okay.
more session and
All right.
handle
Have
the
that
plan.
last session be the
Okay.
push
Yeah.
through. I can agree with that.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and end it here.
Okay.
Is that cool?
Oh.
Can we talk a little bit more about our plan
Yeah.
first?
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's get our plan down, because then if we end up having a bunch of fighting and combat in the next one, it might take a long time.
Right.
So they can't help on the ship unless we put them in spacesuits so they're not affected by the pheromone.
Even then, we're not sure
Yeah.
what will keep
I
up.
think it'll be
with
better
our
to have them on their own ships fighting out the ships in front.
And that's another amazing thing that, like, if they can keep the ship's systems distracted, then that allows us that much more freedom to go in.
Well, and the thing we have to, I mean, I don't know if we have a way of figuring it out, but perhaps we should focus all our effort on taking out the Elder himself, on Vicky, because, I mean, if the other ones, like, if he stops controlling them, maybe they won't know what to do with the rest of it. They may stop building, they may stop.
And by the way, you guys have Tobantu mastered talking here, and you also have
Yeah.
Daniel Jones Smith here. So any specifics about that kind of stuff, you can consult them.
They know that. Okay.
Yeah, I'm assuming you're having this meeting with them.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's just like
Okay.
our war council.
No.
No?
No, it's just, I mean, yeah, sure. As much as little as you trust everyone else, that is how little I trust Daniel.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah, I don't know if we'd have him, because
I might kill him later.
Yeah, the fact that I feel like
I
Riley
don't have a
would.
problem with that.
Yeah, I feel like Riley would have a serious problem with the fact that he's trying to talk to Tabantu without talking to us and getting things from them and maybe giving them information. So I don't like that. So I feel like we'd have Tabantu.
He's still gonna have a communication open with Tabantu, so like we might as well
Oh,
have him here.
he's-
I'm just
he's in
also
the
going to
meeting.
maybe kill him later.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just letting you know.
I mean, he was an asshole planet side. I've got no qualms with him accidentally disappearing.
I mean,
Sure.
ex-intelligence agent with the X being so
Right.
problematic for me.
So he's not there.
He is there.
He is there.
Because he's
Okay,
going to hear
right.
all this anyway.
Right.
Okay.
It's
so-
just whether or not he has to roll to hear it or not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Unless we all
Right.
put on our little beanies, but
But that's true.
I am wearing my beanie always.
You are, but like, I'm not
Yeah, I'm
gonna
gonna wear
ask
mine around
Tabantu
too,
Master
yeah.
Talking to like literally like stifle their major means of communication for my paranoia.
And I don't want him to think that we're at odds with Daniel Master Thinking.
But I feel like Tabantu also has enough control of his. If he
Mind.
wanted to, I feel like he's
Talking,
probably better
yes.
at this than Daniel is. He's been doing like his species have been doing it.
Daniel probably would give you that impression.
Okay.
Yes. That they're this is a whole species that does
this constantly, yeah. So I feel like if Daniel,
Also, he's an asset we should use.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Like, and pettiness aside, and future possible homicide plans aside, that like he's an asset that we need to have
That's true.
and use, and we have a common enemy.
I feel like we also would have Fernando and Paulo there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm all for about
Oh,
assaulting the.
Paulo has been given a field promotion. He's a gunnery sergeant.
Okay, cool.
I'm all about assaulting the ship or the elder
Lieutenant
alone in his ship. I think that you're right. If we take him out, all the other problems will solve themselves.
Well, I mean, is that the case, Tabantu? If we take out the Elder, does the mind control stop, or will they continue with whatever was sent to them last?
We do not know how mind talk of the elders is powerful. If I do not mean to insult, if your minds can hold many...
Can we start a mind group chat?
Sure. He basically tells you that if your minds are capable of holding enough psionic programming, he could have inserted the entire plans into human minds so that they literally can build the thing without him even paying attention to it.
And it sounds like we have the information that we have from the Marines would support that theory.
But he doesn't think that you have that much potential. He doesn't think you have that much RAM.
Okay.
But at the same
Of
time,
psionic
we
RAM.
know that there is we have enough that, like, systems later, some programming went into effect. And I would rather be safe than sorry. Because either the elders from other systems being contacted or other elders being generated, even sans Vicky's personality, would be catastrophic to our race.
Right.
Sis.
But if we get rid of Vicky, according to our timeline, we have a few more months before this other stuff is operational, and that takes out
I think you're down to like a month.
a month.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Just the travel time.
Okay.
Yeah, you got a week every time you travel, and
Yeah,
it
that's
was
true.
a couple months, or I don't remember exactly how much it was.
Because we jumped, like, close to Earth, and then back to Dolan's Peak, and then back here,
Yeah.
and then back to 70 OVHE, and that's, like, 5 weeks right there.
Right, but didn't they say like 3 to 6 months or something?
I thought it was
2 to 3.
I thought it was 2 to
okay.
3.
I misremember. Well, I just feel like we have a better chance of stopping the rest if we get rid of Vicky, and we can call in reinforcements then without worrying about them being taken over and becoming assets for him, or it, or whatever.
This is the Tabantu master talking. If brilliant blue star rise upon vast savannah is typical of such a ship, it will have very powerful weapons that it could unleash and destroy the system.
Right. Well, I mean, that's also another one of the options we have, so...
I mean, so what you're saying is, that a three-pronged attack would not be the best situation here. Like, distraction plus
Perhaps.
an assault would maybe, like, divert the attention.
My worry is we have a very limited supply of allies and assets. And this is a very powerful ship. I feel like if we spread ourselves among 3 attacks, well, I agree that would be the most tactically wise thing. It also cuts our percentage chance of success for all 3 attacks.
Well, if we set... Because... Forgive me if I'm wrong, but, like, our specific ship, and our Attila and Two Crows, is going to go after the dish. Just to do as much blanket damage as possible.
Right, but they can see our ship.
And then, at the same time, we've coordinated an attack on the ground against the medical facility with Li Peng. And then while the Tubantu go distract the ship itself, the Elder ship, and we board and go after the Elder.
I mean, that would be my preference, but we also are now assuming that Li Peng is still alive. Because last time that she was speaking with Paulo here,
A week ago.
The major.
the major here,
Villalobos.
it was more than a week ago now.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, isn't it like a month ago now? Because they had to go, I don't know.
They jumped.
Yeah.
That's
And
a
we
week.
jumped.
And you jumped, and it's 3 weeks.
Okay.
About almost 3 weeks.
And they had been discovered, so they're probably now looking to root out more people who aren't under the mind control.
Maybe, but like, I mean, we can't assume that Li Peng is dead or alive. Like, we need to find out.
How are we going to know?
She
this?
had a network.
Right.
And we're supposed to contact, like, we can use the means that the Major gave us to contact Li Peng.
And how do we know it's her and not the Elder?
Or her controlled by the Elder.
That's what I'm saying.
This is Vila was.
Yeah. That's it. Because those controlled men on the ship were able to give their confirmation codes exactly. They knew all the things.
I mean, because those are confirmation codes. I mean, if we ask Li Peng to go against the Elder...
If she were rewritten or controlled, she would go along with it until a critical moment when she could completely ruin our plans.
True.
No, I'm no military tactician, but here's an idea. We need to get on board that ship.
The Major looks at you funny, like, what?
I studied astrogation. Captain of astrogation.
Didn't you go to war college?
We
I
went
went
to
to
college.
We need to get aboard that ship. We also need to make sure that we don't provoke Vicky into releasing the quantum bots, which is my concern about doing a three-pronged attack. If he ends up losing on more than one prong, he may hit the nuclear option. Here's an idea. We use the ships we have. The ships of the Tobatu, we use this ship, and lay a blanket attack on the dish. While that's occurring, we send a small force onto their ship. We then leave the dish as if they'd ran us off, making them think that they had won, but still distracted enough that we can sneak aboard the ship and take out the Elder. It puts them in a high sense of accomplishment. They won't be provoked into using the quantum bots, and it may make them sloppy enough to let us get through unnoticed.
Possibly.
For all this, though, we keep assuming that we're going to be able to get even in the system without them noticing us. But if
I mean, the point is not to, like, sneak it. We have to assume some things. I'm going to say that.
Right, but we should assume they'll be able to see us. Because we know that...
In which case, then Milo's plan is the best one.
Right. I mean, I'm just saying we need to assume going in that we do it quickly because they're going to know we're there.
Exactly, which is why we shouldn't... If we can distract them enough with the attack on the dish, that we can at least maybe hopefully avoid their senses enough to sneak a small group of people onto their ship, then we get out with the main force as soon as possible. We lose the minimum amount of people, and we reduce the possibility of him using the quantum bots.
Everybody in battle dress can fly over from this ship to that other ship, land on the surface, and get in. We can probably even tow people in vac suits to get everybody over there onto that. So a small landing force, we don't even need to have another ship. We can just get in.
That would be the best thing. I think it might at least has the best chance of. I mean, it's being encircled by half the fleet in the galaxy there.
But by us just being human figures on this city-sized ship with small targets to hit,
I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying it.
Yeah.
But
Alright.
rather than getting our ship close, which I don't think is going to give it to be a...
Well,
Is
we
it-
have to get in the system either way.
Right, but there's a difference between flying our ship up to the Elder ship and maybe trying around the other side of the planet with a smaller group going in the other way. Maybe on the ship's boat or something.
We could try a flyby, drop off the assault crew, and then continue back around to the other side of the planet to attack the dish with the Tabatu in tow. That's a distraction enough that a small group of people
That we need
leaping
the
from the ship.
Tabatu, like, once they... Like, we need them to distract the ship itself. We need them to distract the Elder ship.
They're also going to be dealing with the fleet that is surrounding it.
Yeah.
I do not wish to offend.
Speak.
I do not think that your fleet will be too much of a bother.
Fantastic.
It is composed of mostly cargo vessels, so...
But I am saying, like, they need to distract the ship so that the ship's defenses are focused outwards rather than inwards.
Right. No, I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Can I bring up, because I filmed the thing last time we did it, I'm going to bring it up on show. This is what it looked like last time we were in the system. It's probably changed drastically, but that was the number of ships. We can probably assume the number of ships has gone up since a number of military vessels entered the system after we warned them not to.
And you also know that it's just a high traffic system.
Yeah.
I mean, from other star systems that didn't get the warning.
Yeah. But this way, everybody who didn't see it the first time can see it. And
Right.
Tabantu and the Major.
The Major asked, does this ship have a hull breach charges? That's the easiest way for us to get aboard.
Yes, of course it does. Yeah, why wouldn't it?
It probably does.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to look to you, buddy.
Yep.
Because you're not trying to save this carton eggs, right?
No.
Nope.
No.
Okay.
We also have torches and cutters.
That's not as fast as a hull
No.
breach charge.
No.
How many do we have?
A dozen.
Okay. Okay.
So,
We also have, we have plasma cutters and we have a, no.
Right.
so that this ship with Attila and the others goes and takes out the satellite.
It attacks the satellite.
What?
Attempts to take it out, but if we can't take it out in a very quick amount of time, they leave.
You're talking about the dish.
Yes.
Okay. What? This is the Major again. What sort of security does this ship have aboard? Do we know?
Nope.
Would I have known that from reading all the manuals that I've read?
Not
No,
this
no,
ship.
no, not this
Oh,
ship.
their
the
ship.
Elder
Elder
ship.
ship.
Oh, I don't know.
And we
Brilliant blue
know-
star rides upon the vast savannah.
We know that they have the drones.
Do we know how many?
Thousands.
What? No. I mean, we have the
Well, that's a big
information that
ship.
it's a
It's a-
big ship, but like we have all the information that the science vessels and everything.
Oh, right. Okay.
So we know how many drones that they have.
They have hundreds
like-
and hundreds of those repair drones.
But that's repair drones,
Are they a threat?
and they can be. They deploy nanobots.
I could see them being a threat. I can see them being a threat because they literally take apart the ship and reassemble it. I don't see how our battle armor would be any less
Well,
take apartable.
and she said they got nanobots.
And they have nanobots.
Right, but if everybody's wearing vac suits, they'll just be protected for a while.
In about 5 minutes.
And then we can become piles of goo.
Which
like-
is why it's really important that we
We've done
distract
tests.
the ship. That was the whole point of that prong of the attack.
The last time we sent something in there, it was completely ignored.
It was a drone.
Well,
And that was before it was really awake.
Yeah.
I think we're going to need another. This is the Major. We're going to need another distraction on board the ship. We're going to need. I would say my cap troopers are probably best suited
Well, of course.
to get inside, break as many things as possible, and divert as much attention away from where the reals. Can you guys take out this thing if you get to it?
If we get to it.
When we get to it. Happy thoughts, people. Happy thoughts.
What war college do you go to?
I went to the liberal arts.
Field
Couple more
promotions.
Technically.
Some people.
It's not a lie.
Some people fight their way to the top. Some people talk their way to the top.
But if we breach first and break a lot of stuff, we might be able to clear a path.
We could drop in and go down another
As
hallway.
long as I know that you can take this thing out.
We absolutely can.
All right.
We're as well equipped as anyone, I suppose.
I have no doubt. He puts on his brave face.
Just out of character, didn't he mention to us that this thing's like a squid and lives in water, but it has like an exosuit that it uses, so it's vulnerable to...
That's what we assume, but that's what Tabantu told us before.
Right, okay.
But that's also like nobody's seen one in like
Right.
millennia.
That's
And also the whatchamacallits are squid-like too, or cephalopod-like.
The
elders.
whatchamacallits.
No, not the other species in Chinese space.
Oh, I don't think we knew
Chital.
that.
The Chital.
I don't think we knew that. I thought you said just the elders were.
Yeah,
okay.
that's just the
Yeah,
elders for
you only
cephalopods.
really said the elders.
Oh, okay.
Good to know.
That's fine. Good to know.
Not really. Like, I don't care.
Well, it's knowledge is power.
Hopefully not related.
Tomato Master talking. You mentioned the fourth ship being the Master Thinkers,
Master mind talk.
Mastermind Talkers. How do you see them playing a role in this? Where do you think they'd be best used?
You have the shielding. Perhaps master mind talking can interrupt other ships, or maybe those on planet.
The device you're making for our thinker, Daniel, would that be something that your people could use as well? Something that would let them project but not intake?
Perhaps. Our mind talking does not work the same as yours. It is different.
I trust your judgment.
But perhaps I will bring this up to Bantu mastered mind talking.
Okay. So we have a small group of cap troopers who are going to cause a distraction aboard the ship. We have a plan for the big ships to attack the dish to cause a larger distraction. And potentially the mastermind talkers can get control back or release some of the ground troops on 70 Obeiji.
Do we risk reaching out to Li Ping? We have no way of knowing.
My concern
Their
is
loyalties.
once we get in, you won't really be able a chance to contact her. Because once we're in system, we should activate our plan.
Right. I agree. I also, without knowing which side they're on, I think it would be tipping our hand to ask them to do anything.
Once we start the plan, once we start in motion, we could
currently
then...
our plan has nothing to do with the medical facility. So
Yeah.
we risk actually nothing contacting Li Ping to say, hey, go ahead and initiate sabotage against the medical facility.
Wait for our signal, and our signal is the attack on the dish.
Well,
We'll just say wait for our signal, you'll know it when you see it.
Yeah.
if we do it immediately, as we've already started the attack, then we have nothing to lose then.
We don't even have anything to lose if we contact them ahead of time.
Except then it gives them a chance to up their security at all their sites that are important and protect the Elder more.
But in order to contact them, we'd have to contact them once we're in the system, at which point the
Exactly.
plan needs to already be in motion.
Exactly.
That's what I'm. Yeah. So once we are in system, we have to start
Yeah,
immediately.
it's go time.
Yeah, for everything.
But yeah, I believe that perhaps one of our ships can send that message to Li Ping while they're on their way or beginning the barrage of the dish.
Right.
And if they're on our side, then we have another force on the ground. If not, they're looking for an attack, but there's not going to be one.
It'd be nice to be able to get her some of these beanies. But I'm not sure how we can do that.
I don't think we have time for that.
It was the point of making them. Hell, we could just airdrop them in.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe we just put them on an air raft and just to drop them, set it with coordinates and have it just go down. It doesn't have to be. You can make fiery re-entry. It doesn't have to be. But then at least as a transponder, they can go get them.
Mm-hmm.
And perhaps in the off chance we fail, there'll be other people there with their own mind who can pick up what we left off.
A big 7x7 foot crate can hold a lot of these little collapsible beanies.
All of them, in fact.
There you go.
Okay then, I think we have a plan.
And Tabantu, your people will provide us with cover fire while we are attacking the ship.
We will swarm upon brilliant blue star rise upon vast savannah.
And the ships that are protecting it.
I do not wish to offend.
No.
I do not think they will be a concern.
Right, no. But just include them in your fly swatted, if you would. Swatting's when you hit the thing. All right.
Also, when you call police on someone.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, no, too real.
Sorry. I probably should have left that out when the pictures came up.
He's done a lot of research.
Or
I
Riley
would like
just...
to believe, I'm sorry, I would like to believe that, like, hundreds of years into the future, swatting is no longer a thing.
No, it's-
Like, I believe in the best of humanity.
Yeah.
Makes it
All
space.
conspiracy theories.
It's not a conspiracy theory, it's literally a thing that happens.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I believe the shitty human gene will persist.
And regardless, it was kind of a funny joke.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah. Because Riley giving the worst information for everything that comes up is kind of
Right.
funny.
Because you guys were there for hours at a time and you were getting punchy.
Yeah.
All right.
Do
So we
you
have a
need to
plan.
rock one?
So as we were listening today, I completely forgot about that and lost it. I had to pause it. I was laughing so hard.
All right. All right. So we have a
Kimmy's reaction
plan.
was funny. He's like, "Sorry about that."
Yeah.
That's what got me.
So we have a plan, and all we have to do as players is remember it next time.
Well, you have it recorded.
We have it recorded. Yes. All right.
And
copious notes.
I'll make my notes.
Yes. Awesome. All right.
All right. Thank you for joining us for, what was this, 11? 10?
Yeah.
11.
12.
12. Thank you
12.
for joining us for session 12 of Exodus
we'll-
and Mongoose Traveler.
And Unlucky 13.
And we'll see
see.
you in 2 weeks for Unlucky episode 13, which will likely be the conclusion of this campaign.
Exodus will make an Exodus.
I don't know if I'd count on that. We've been able to.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Maybe, maybe not.
But we have a plan.
We have a plan.
We have part
and, like,
of a
I feel like
plan.
if we even try to implement it, we'll either succeed or all die, and it'll be the end of the campaign that way.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. And if you'd like to watch this show and other shows, go to happyjacks.org/shows.
Yes.
And you can find all of the APs, both current and previous historic, that we've done, plus the weekly show. And we'll see you.
Do you guys have a count of how many APs and stuff we have out there?
8,672.
That's good. All right, there you go.
They're all listed on the page. If you want to
There's a
go through
lot.
that page, you can count them all.
A lot of different shows.
Yes.
5 complaint emails from the web host. That's how many.
A lot.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
If I told you the things I've seen on my ways, if I told you the things I've done in my days, you wouldn't believe me anyway. So it's best I just don't say. I've lived 1,000 lives. I've piloted 1,000 souls. I killed and fought and died just for a single role.
The preceding program has been a presentation of the Angry Folk Media Empire. May I have your
No, Johnny, these men are nihilists. There's nothing to be afraid of.
You know, that's just like your opinion, man.
Go away, Baton.
Why problem make when you no problem have you don't want to make?
I can't believe these men may control the fate of the Middle East.